music.
Oh shit.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep. Hello.
Yes.
Sorry about the we had to get some things set up, like tokens. Not that I think you'll need tokens at all today, but I'm sure you guys want to see each other's pretty little faces.
And boy, are they pretty.
Oh, mine.
Yeah, I'm a little.
I don't know about yours, but mine
You're all
do.
gonna have to hand out. You're gonna.
And
have
my
to-
lady sideburns.
Hey, that's
Sideburn.
me.
You're all
Oh,
pretty.
wow. Thanks. Thanks, Dad.
Oh, what? That was adorable.
Alpha.
If he's anything, it's adorable. It all works.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and get a recap of what happened last week?
We decided to start a new campaign.
Decisions were made.
Lots of decisions.
Um,
Okay,
I
so
feel like that's the recap. Like,
so last week, you guys made it to level 10, or dungeon level 10, and you guys had teleported out of the very, very long and dreary Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And so your characters, deciding to take a break from the long, arduous haul of dungeon crawling, we are shifting over to a more fantasy game.
Ironically.
So we are shifting over to a Middle-earth adjacent game, which has most of the lore of Lord of the Rings, with some slight tweaking to make it a little bit different so that we're not following Frodo and trying to chase him down to prevent the worst disaster and destroying Sauron.
Oh,
They
I'm not
got
gonna
that
stalk him.
covered. They got that covered.
yeah, I trust them. They seem like they've got.
Not like many of lives will be out, you know.
No,
Something eagles flying to Mordor.
Oh, stop. Oh my god.
fly, you fools.
That's what he. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that debate. I will debate that for hours. Go on, Jason, please.
But the good news is that's 4,200 years in the future, so you don't really have to worry about that too much.
Yay.
Because we are starting in the Second Age, which is well before some of them were alive.
Yeah, I was about to say some of them are definitely alive right now.
Like Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo
My boy.
Baggins is definitely not alive.
Yeah, he's not alive.
He's
but
he's straight up not
boy.
born yet.
the elven
I
characters,
can't
a
do
lot of
He's
them.
the apple
Yeah,
of his parents' eyes. I just had to say Bilbo because he's my favorite character. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my whole goodbye.
the elven characters are definitely mostly still alive.
Yeah, elves.
Fucking elves.
So we are going to start off with this campaign. Several of you are boarding on a ship. Whatever reasons they are your own. Some of you leaving for social reasons, some of you leaving for adventurous reasons, and others leaving just because they're tired of Middle-earth. For whatever reason, you board upon this great vessel, one of the largest ones you've ever seen. And you know this is one of the vessels that is used to travel across the Great Sea to Amen. In doing so, you have given up a lot of money to board this vessel, and in hopes of living out a either more adventurous or more peaceful life over in Amen. During the travels, though, your ship begins to wrestle with what is known as the Great Sea. It's myths and lore of how dangerous it is coming true to you before your very eyes. as your ship rocks side to side, you're down below, trying to keep safe, trying to make sure you're not thrown overboard. When you suddenly hear the cries and calls of men overboard, you'll see several of the sailors that are aboard the ship come running downstairs, waking up some of the other sailors, saying that the captain, the first mate, the navigator, they've all been tossed overboard. Some rescue attempts have been attempted, but they have easily been swallowed by the Great Sea. As things go from bad to worse, a large maelstrom begins to swirl out in front of you, beginning to twist and turn the ship in various directions. Without the knowledge of the navigator, your ship begins to sail off course, heading away from Amen and into a random direction. As the days pass, what was the second mate, who has been the one appointed to captain, has found some old charts and some old sea maps that have been acquired before setting seas. In doing so, he's found an island known as Edamir, which would be the safest bet in traveling. Though those who have traveled to Edamir have had no luck or very, very small chance and percentage of actually reaching it, due to the voyage of how long it takes and the disasters of the Great Sea. After many months of traveling, the crew, as well as yourselves, have been alerted that land is on the horizon. Let's see. Tulia, Aranye,
Hello.
Cal,
Present.
and is it Lacon or Lashon?
Lack on.
Lacon? Okay.
Hoaxa?
I was about
Hoaxa.
to say, like,
I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as you said it.
I changed
I
my
mean, it
name.
just reminds me of breastfeeding. Because that's what they talk about with
What?
breastfeeding all the time.
I just have
Okay.
zero Mr.
La Leche League.
All right.
Sorry.
You guys are alerted that the island is on the horizon. You guys have seen each other quite a few times for the several months that you have been on the ship, though you haven't spoken very much, considering there's several hundred people on the ship. As the ship begins to get closer, you know that you're only a couple days out, and as you are on top of the deck and looking out over the railing, you all seem to be standing near each other.
Okay, first question for me, because I'm probably the shortest one in the party. Can I see over the railing?
Yes, there is a box for you to stand on.
Yes! So I'm gonna I'm gonna stand on top of my box. I'm gonna be like, it's about goddamn time.
Oh, you're telling me.
I'll put my arm over you and put my head on top of your head. Be like, yes, our future home.
She'll look
Even
up
there.
at her wife and be very happy.
Edamir. Don't get me wrong, great place and all, but for building a future home.
Listen, where we were at wasn't gonna end well for us anyway.
No, fair. That nothing but respect for you. Always good getting out of a difficult position.
And more than one.
I've seen you guys around, right?
cool.
I
I
suppose
mean, it's
it is a
on-
big ship.
Just call me Cal.
Tulia, and Tulia will hold out her hand for a very firm handshake, or she
And
will
the firm
probably try to
handshake
crush
is-
your hand.
Cal will not try to crush your. Oh, strong grip you got there.
Uh,
R-
go ahead.
RNA, and I'll hold my hand out, like very feminine like.
An appropriate handshake is responded. It's a pleasure to meet the both of you.
And Tulia will nod.
So, Edomare, is it? I don't think
Edom.
I don't think I've been there before. What do you know?
That it's a new start. That's really all I know.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
I mean, we can actually be married without having the disgusted looks of others. She shrugs.
Don't pay them no mind. Never, you should never really worry about what somebody else.
No, you don't
thinks.
understand. It's not what they think, it's what they will do.
Her being a dwarf and me being an elf. It's just how it is.
Tell you what, if anyone comes knocking, you can holler for me. I'll see to it that everybody calms down.
Oh, I've knocked a few heads, don't worry.
You see the elf just kind of standing off in the distance, kind of raise an eyebrow, and you say, "I've knocked a few heads." Oh, really now?
Only elf I can tolerate is my wife, god damn it.
Your
Look,
wife.
we've all had our shares of troubles out in the world, I'm sure.
Certainly interesting. He looks at the two in a very judgmental way.
She's gonna like jump off her box and
I'm
get up
gonna
and
grab, I'm gonna grab her and be like, not now.
like yeah, she already knows. I'm gonna jump off that box, and I was charging at him, not like in a like I was about to get in his face. She's gonna like stand there like with her wife like holding her back a little bit, and she's gonna be like, "You have a problem with it, Snoop Face?"
Whoa. All right, let's just calm down a little bit. I didn't catch your name, friend.
My name is Lacon. And
Lacon?
you said you were Cal, I believe.
Sure, yeah. Pleasure to meet you, Lacon. That's I really like what you've got going on there. And he just like gestures to like your hair, eyebrows, face area.
Thank you. He kind of looks confused.
Well, in Cal's eyes, confused is better than confrontation.
Please understand, I mean no disrespect. It's just unusual.
I'll finally let go of Tulia and then I'll walk forward. Be like, I'm RNA.
He'll shake your hand.
Tulia just stares at him with her
I'll walk
piercing
back over
green
to
eyes.
Tulia.
Tulia just
He-
stares at him with her piercing green eyes, just giving him the dirtiest look if looks could kill.
He's just standing there. He politely takes it, shakes the hand, let's go. Has a very neutral look on his face.
In the back of Tulia's head, God, I wish I could just smash his face in multiple times.
So, Lacon, what did you jump on the boat for?
Investigative reasons?
Oh, far be it from me to get in the way of your legal minutia.
Yeah, sorry. It's
It's confidential. I understand.
he kind of just looks away for a second.
Tulia's gonna. Her eyes are gonna narrow at him. Can I do an insight check on you? I'm gonna do an insight check on you.
Sure.
Oh, well. I'm too pissed off.
Let me
Pissed you off too
see.
much.
I'll pet your sideburns. It's okay, sweetheart.
I mean, he seems to be a little hard to read, but you don't sense any deception from him.
I don't trust him. She whispers to her wife.
I know it's hard for us to trust anybody else.
All right, so we can get a visual cue of you guys. Let's go ahead and start left to right, minus the two that aren't there. Go ahead and put your character inside the ring. And then describe yourself and your character.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll start left to right. Go ahead and introduce yourself and describe your
that-
character.
That is Hook. I know that person. Anyways,
Right.
sorry.
I was gonna say that's a hook.
Look, it's not important.
Anyways, so that's me first. So my girl, her name is Julia Ironchest. She stands at about 4'2". She weighs about 100. She's a big, burly dwarf, and she has long red hair that's shaved on the right side. I'm guessing from the picture. Yeah, right side. And she is. And she has sideburns that go down to her about where your jaw starts. She doesn't have a beard or anything like that. She is and she has green eyes, and its appearances. I wouldn't really explain personality, so.
So appearance wise, I am in like dancing outfits because that's pretty much what I wear. It's cool like that. Female. I'm 190 years old and I'm 5'8", so I'm significantly taller than my wife. Pretty slender. I have emerald green eyes and creamy white skin and light brownish hair. When I walk, my hips tend to sway naturally back and forth. You'll be able to see as I'm usually petting or touching and caressing Tulia's sideburns. Madly in love. That's all.
Cal's from the race of men, a Dunedain, in the taller range, fair skin, dark, dirty blonde hair, kind of cut short, in need of a shave from the months of travel, but he's got a warm, smiling face, and he's fairly well built, athletic, ready to rumble, but seems pretty calm and put together.
Okay. Lacon is a Sylvan elf from Mirkwood. He has fairly light skin. He's relatively tall compared to the rest, even though that's only 5'3". Fairly it seems to be fairly well built. Doesn't wear any armor. Doesn't really carry much apart from a long bow on his back and a short sword that's attached to his belt. Blonde hair, green eyes, and yeah.
Okay, so as you guys begin heading off towards the island, it begins to grow larger and larger the closer you get to it. Realizing that this is no small island, as you can see as you're facing forward towards the front of the ship, that the continent expands the closer and closer you get to it, as well as seeing a couple of other islands to the west of it, and it grows larger and larger with each passing hour. All right, we're going to go ahead and switch over to group 2.
Shit.
Roger,
We're
Roger.
Number 1.
All right, so you guys have been traveling for some time. You have come to Port Heimhall to gather some information. You figure that coming here where a majority of the traders are, that this would be a good start to find some information. Over the several days that you've been here, you haven't been able to gather very much information. This seems to be quite a new occurrence, at least to those you have spoken with. As the days begin passing on, you feel uneasy at being able to find any information here when there begins a commotion out towards the docks. You start seeing people moving quickly down the streets towards the docks, which you'd think is a little unheard of, seeing as how in this port city it's pretty well structured. Things keep to the strictest of laws, so it's a definite cause for concern.
Zilwis, shall we go check it out?
Yes, it seems there's some sort of disturbance over there.
Indeed.
Come along, let's go.
All right, so go ahead and throw your tokens into the ring.
All right, we're gonna battle royale. Let's go.
Hell yeah!
Oh, Jesus.
Did you really just take a picture, Malachi?
Yes. Why? Hey, listen. I'm not hiding it.
Oh
all right?
my god.
I'm not hiding my character.
I love you, Ryan. It's
He is
adorable.
okay.
This is fine.
Listen, you should be lucky I didn't go for like totemic Maokai, which is like the Hawaiian Maokai. Well, the island Maokai, I should say. Let's not. Straight to jail. What?
All right, so why don't you go ahead and describe your characters?
All right. I think the limit for being still meeting a medium character and in height is 8 feet, so I am an 8-foot tall tree. My bark is brown. My eyes are actually just depends on how the light's hitting them. All right, but sometimes they'll be like white, they'll be dark. Depending on the time of day, it's like the light itself, spills out. So if it's like a foggy night, it looks like my eyes are foggy. Right? What else? I'm a male. I'm not that old. I'm a young tree. And I have green leaves and brown skin.
I'm a young tree.
A tree. I don't know how to better explain this.
You can
I look-
explain your race.
that's- Oh yeah, I'm an ant. When when I
Well-
stand still, I look just like any other tree. What I mean, what else about I'm a powerful. I look very strong, right? Yeah, I'm also pretty agile for how big I am. I don't know how else you want me to explain my race.
That's fine. We can go ahead and move on.
I'm Professor Zilwis. She stands about 7'8", on the
Jesus.
slighter side. She is a furbolg. So she has kind of like the pale grayish skin with like a little pink nose, and kind of like the animalish pointy ears. She has a kind of reddish brown, long, wispy, thin hair. Her eyes are striking. They are kind of like the gray silver, but kind of dulled a little that you would see from like a normal person's eyes. She is carrying a somewhat heavy backpack with kind of like shovels and mining picks sticking out of it, wearing just like some leather armor and kind of like jingling as she walks, presumably from all the trinkets in her pocket.
All right. So as you head down the streets towards the docks, people giving you plenty of space for two very, larger people trees.
Are we getting looks as we go?
No, it's not unheard of that there are furborgs. Obviously, there's plenty of furborgs that have been seen around. It is uncommon for Ents to travel throughout the city, but it's definitely not unheard of. Though they aren't used to seeing one so small.
Make me cry.
Little baby tree.
Little sapling.
Small, but still towering over everyone else around.
You're definitely gonna tower over me.
Yeah.
So you guys begin heading down
So as I'm
towards the
walking,
dock.
as I'm walking, I will say I'll be like very careful not to like step on anyone. Like be very aware of my size difference. Like constantly watching out at my feet and make sure I'm not like stepping on anybody.
Well, they're easily able to avoid you for how slow you're walking.
I mean that's true.
And
Come on, keep up the pace.
Zilwis, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Yep. I assume you're staying at the same stride as he is.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of like half a step ahead of him, because I like very clearly want to see what's going on, and then being like, "Oh, come on!"
I'm moving at the correct pace.
There is clearly something to be seen up ahead. Put some pep in your step.
I move ever so slightly faster.
You can
Dashes
see
for
her,
that
she
extra
takes,
5
like, a-
feet.
Yeah. It takes like a kind of like deep breath. Like, very well. Luxurious pace it is. I'm sure we won't miss anything.
I will not miss anything. Because I'm taller than you.
Only barely.
So, if there's a big crowd and we can't get through, I'll still see over.
Yes, well, I don't even think your eyes can see from this far away. Come on, let's go. It looks like it's up at the docks. If we can, get there in time.
So as you guys are moving closer to the docks, you can see crowds beginning to form in front of you, and it looks like you're just shy of the docks, and in front of you it goes into like a T shape where the road goes left, the road goes right, and then beyond that is where the main dock workers union is. and just over that you can see the ships that are currently docked off to the sides. And in front of that is just a huge crowd of about 150 people in front of you.
Can we just see over their heads?
Yeah, for the most part you can. There are some people that are tall like you, not 8 feet tall, but around the some are 6.5, some are 7 feet, and you notice that some of the other races that are in similar height. As you guys are watching over, you can see that there's a large ship heading towards the docks. Though this isn't unusual to be heading to one of the most popular port cities, it doesn't bear any of the markings or the flag symbols of any of the other countries on this continent. And it seems to bear this strange symbol that doesn't look familiar. Why don't we get the professor to make a history check?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I wouldn't be able to know that with all the knowledge I received from the tree.
that's an 8.
Edomir starts a siege against
Starting
this strange
starting
ship.
it out right, guys.
Oh my
Rolled a
god.
4.
All right, so yeah, you think you've seen this symbol somewhere before, but you can't really put your finger on it. But it is.
How are
something,
you pronouncing your character? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
but it is something that you remember, like it's like a flash in your mind, like it's somewhere that you've seen before, but you can't quite remember it.
How are you pronouncing your character's name?
Me?
Yeah,
Komai.
Komai.
Yeah, Komai.
You guys are not making this easy on me.
Look, I'm sorry. Mine is actually it's phonetically correct, at least. Komai, do you see that? That ship doesn't bear any markings from these regions. Oh, I wonder what kind of treasures they have aboard.
I'm more worried about the
Tales of distant lands?
I love them.
No, unless of course those lands might hold the key.
Ancient relics? Keys? Oh, they might know. Maybe that's where it came from. Oh, we should get up there. We should be the first to greet them.
I agree. As soon as she says that they might have, it might have come from there, like I definitely like just start moving forward. Like
Yes, excuse me, passing through. Don't mind his branches. Oh, you might want to duck. Okay, here we go. Please move.
All right. So as your voice and your worry about the folk in front of you, about the ent that seems to be moving and waiting through the crowd. Some people are stubborn and not wanting to move, but between you and the ent, you're able to easily push them aside as you make like this little gap in the crowd and push forward. As you get to the front of the line, you can see that the soldiers there have kind of cordoned off the front area where the dock union workplace is, because they're unsure of what is currently arriving, and they want everyone to be safe because this could be a peaceful party of people or a war band of warriors. They're not entirely sure.
all right, I'll ask one of the soldiers then. If am I close to one of them, or since
Yeah,
we're at
you
the
can-
front of
you-
the line now?
Yeah, you can see that they're
since
they're
the
equally
crowd-
spaced. They're equally spaced 6 feet from one another, and you can see that they have the regalia of the port city on their shields and on their chests.
All right, I'll ask them then. Like, are we worried of danger? I'll ask them, like looking at one of them to one of the.
Zilwa's kind of like leans in, like almost like at the barrier, but as close to his face as she can get, so she can hear all of his answers.
He'll look, he'll kind of look at you, look upward a little bit, to look at you in the eyes. Um, he'll look over at the professor as well and say, "We don't know, and that's why we're taking precautions and have secured this area. If it does indeed break out into conflict, we need to make sure that the civilians here are returned to safety while our front line can handle whatever it is that they bring out."
Oh,
Might
how exciting!
I assist you?
Oh, yes, of course. We're very helpful.
I can heal.
As helpful as it may be, it would be best for you to stay behind. Anything that happens to the civilians, of course, has to be reported. So, for less paperwork purposes, at least, we want to keep you behind.
Of
But
course, we understand. But
About you?
oh, right. But what about you? You could be in danger as well.
Yes,
We could help.
but I've signed my life up as a soldier, so this is the choices that I've made, and I'm authorized to do this.
I'll sigh. So many rules.
I know it is quite tedious. Listen, I am a professor from nearby. Of course, I understand you have to make sure everything is safe, blah 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 blah, whatever. But if I might, I would love to interview the newcomers, purely for intellectual and archaeological research, to mark in time this wondrous passage, and of course, your name would be included in my paper, if you let us by first, of course, once everything's secured.
I've stopped moving.
Who put this tree here?
Character.
Taking root.
Give me a persuasion check.
Damn it, Jason!
Hey, it's
You've
not
got
what you're
this,
supposed to
you've
be
got
good at.
this.
Maybe you'll do
Can
well.
I help her since I'm just standing here being
Oh,
like, super
no.
intimidating?
He said it before I clicked it.
Can I be helping her since I'm like sitting there very intimidating like?
Well, intimidation is different than persuasion.
Well, he did a lot of talking. He did some persuading. He offered to help heal.
Well, right. It's a different request. You guys were requesting to help fight versus you were requesting to interview the passengers.
All right.
But as he as he thinks about it, he'll look at you and say, if we find that these foreigners aren't hostile and are coming here in peace, then I believe I can make an exception for you to speak with any who wish to speak with you.
Oh, wonderful! I knew you could be of help. And she'll kind of go to pat him on the head and then think twice about it and just like, yes, of course. And what was your name? And she'll take out a piece of paper, and a pen and a quill.
Bergenman.
With the help of the brave Bergenman who secured the ship from unknown lands. Of course, you'll get to your work. I will just be over here waiting for your word.
Thank you, Burgerman.
All right, so those of you back on the ship, Group 1, the horn gets sounded off, letting you know that docking is going to be imminent.
We should gather our stuff together.
Is there a crowd?
Julia's like growing a crowd.
I see pitchforks.
I'll
Is-
lean down
What?
and scratch your. Go ahead.
Is this common? Lekon looks very confused.
Clearly not. Clearly
You know what?
not.
Disregard
I-
that. I think my eyesight isn't as good as I thought. No, it'll be fine.
We certainly hope we won't have to fight.
I'm going to lean in and scratch Tulia's sideburns and be like, "It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. Let's gather our things together."
And she'll just follow after her wife and kind of look back to them like giving him an annoying look that if anything happens, she's the one to go to. If that makes sense.
Lakin, you need any help getting your stuff? Carrying it,
I think I'll be fine. I
No.
traveled light.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's smart.
I
respect that.
am. He kind of stretches a little bit. I am kind of looking forward to get off this accursed ship.
You and me both, brother.
He stretches his arms. He does a couple of squats. There's a little bit of running in place to get the blood flowing.
Oh, you want to do a workout?
Come
Come on.
Sure.
Quick 10-minute rep.
Will we even have 10 minutes?
How imminent is imminent?
Well, you know that docking itself is going to take at least half an hour. So you know that you have at least over half an hour before you'll be able to leave the ship. Plus, there's hundreds of people up here, so it'll be a little bit before you're able to leave the ship.
Cal like whips his head a couple of times, like looking at the shore and looking at the boat and looking at the shore. Yeah, come on. And he like hops on the ground and starts doing push-ups.
I kind of follow.
All right, you guys just doing reps, or you guys want to have a contest?
No, I don't think Blacken's really.
No, yeah,
a
Cal would
competitive
only do a contest if it seemed like it would be like funny, but we're just two bros pumping iron right now.
Oh God.
And the bromance begins.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for the bromance. Please.
I'm not hearing the B. I'm just removing that entirely.
Oh, we could probably do that.
Anything is possible.
So after your couple of reps, you guys, stand back up, and you can see that there seems to be a, like you saw before, a crowd. You guys have pulled in. You guys are getting the dock set up so that you guys can get off the ship. One thing that catches your eye, towards the front of the crowd, you can see just a tree just sitting in the middle of the road.
I would be
Would
standing
I-
next to the tree, like vigorously waving. Hello,
Is
hello.
she with? Do any of you guys recognize that tall, furred lady?
No.
Have any of us even seen a furbolg before?
No.
Or an ent for that matter.
You guys would know what ents are. You guys have definitely seen ents, but you don't think it's an ent since he's not moving. He's just a tree in the middle of the road. Which is
Do you think
odd.
it's like a medical thing, or?
This is weird.
I'm sure she's nice.
She seems enthusiastic.
Can they even tell gender?
I mean, she's yelling hello.
I'm yelling in my very high pitched voice.
Well, that's coming to assumptions.
Oh,
Would we be
Jesus.
able to make it back up to the Cal and Lacon?
Yes. As far as being able to tell her gender, visually, no, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's up to you if you want to make that assumption, quote unquote, over her voice. Lacon, you're able to tell though.
Your elf eyes see it.
I was about to say your elven eyes.
It's the first elf eyes
So it
of many elf
begins.
eyes.
Oh, in the 70s, it's elf eyes, but now we just call it gaydar. It's fine. Hey, fancy us getting off the boat at the same time. What are the odds?
Tulia's gonna like jump a little bit to try to see over as she has stuff. What is that tree doing in the middle of the road? And every time
Grabs
she's
you
saying that
the
she's jumping up.
step stool thing.
Zil will be, come by, wave to them, come on. And she'll
Maybe-
like give him a little hip check.
Let's not insult the town on their choice of.
Maybe
I will wave.
Maybe it's
The tree
maybe
will
it's
move.
Maybe
tree
it's-
suddenly-
Oh my-
You guys are
Oh, like, is the tree moving?
you guys are
That's-
standing on deck as the tree begins to wave. It comes to life and begins to wave back and forth. A strange sight to behold, as it seems to as if it uproots itself from the ground, as a large branch, almost like an arm, swaying back and forth as the tips of the branch almost look like fingers as leaves begin to sway.
I'm
Tulia
gonna,
will.
I'm gonna look for like the wind. Be like, is it windy out?
Tulia's gonna have her warhammer, and it's gonna be like kind of on fire a little bit. And she's gonna be like, huh, huh.
Wait, do I see the fire?
No.
Okay.
Cal will enthusiastically clap both Tulia and Aranye on the backs and be like, "Oh, we're in the right place."
Lacon's kind of just got his arms crossed, and he kind of gives like an amused. That's no tree.
Clearly, it's
Uh,
something else.
It's.
an
I'd put that away if I were you. Yes, she is right. It
Oh my
appears
god,
to
your
be an
hand's on
ant.
fire!
Please tell me
She's
the name
gonna-
of this party isn't a pyromancer.
Slowly gonna put away her
Please.
her warhammer.
Please put that away. I would prefer not to fight a bunch of people.
She's just
Oh,
gonna glare at him, and then she's gonna.
I would prefer not to have you drag me off to some prison for
I'll
something I
go
didn't.
to Tulia and start like rubbing her sideburns and then kind of petting her head and be like, just put it away, love.
She puts it away, and then she's just like, and pouts. Just sitting there like, I want to be off the ship now. I want to be on actual ground.
All right, so you can see that the docking procedures have been completed. The now ship captain and the now first mate disembark, and they have the soldiers kind of like at the front of the gangplank to prevent people from going down. They head down, and they are greeted by what you can see a large man wearing these golden pieces of armor. Next to another man with silver pieces of armor. And it looks like pretty heavy set armor. And they begin to discuss some things. After about 10 minutes, they seem to come to an agreement. And they split between each other, and the captain and the first mate begin walking back up the gangplank while the other two begin walking back across the docks. Heading back up the gangplank, the captain and the first mate will begin discussing with everybody that this is not where they had intended, though I'm sure that the fact that they arrived on any continent is a blessing all on its own. They are willing to take in the ship and all of its passengers into one of their refugee sectors for the time being until those who are here can make a living on their own.
That
Tulia
seems
will
fair.
Tulia will she figures she can work pretty easily, being a dwarf, and her forging have gotten her at very far in life, so she's not too stressed out about it. So she's just gonna look nonchalant about it.
Can we see what are we able to tell like the racial makeup of the town just from who's hanging out in the docks?
Other than the tree and the furry lady.
Well, yeah,
Very
it could be a whole host of freak shows.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be of any one specific race, which again strikes you as a little odd, coming from Middle Earth. You know that most of the cities and the towns and the villages that are there, although they may be of different subtypes of humans, subtypes of elves, and subtypes of dwarves, they generally stick to their own kind. coming here into this port city, you can see that there's dwarves, there's elves, there's tree people. There's a myriad of all different races that are kind of clumped together, seem to be living in a peaceful environment.
I'll turn over to Tulia. I mean, it looks like we've come to the right place.
It seems so, and she'll smile up at. Oh my god, how do you say your name again? Fuck.
Aranye.
Aranye, thank you. I just forgot it for 2 seconds.
I forgot
she'll
your wife's name.
listen. Shut up. She'll look up at Aranye and she'll like pat her thigh and be like, "Yes, I think we made the right choice."
Clearly an abusive relationship.
All right. So the you have to remind me your name. Komai.
Komai, sorry,
Komai.
Komai.
Okay, and Zewis.
Zilwis.
Zilwis. I gotta remember there's an L in there. Zilwis. All right. So you see that the man in the gold-plated armor and the other in the silver-plated armor begin speaking with the soldiers out in the front lines. They seem to be dispersing in a manner to where it looks like they're setting up some boxes to kind of showcase where they want the foreigners to begin traveling through. And from your knowledge of being here, it looks like they're going to be shoveling them towards the refugee sector, which would make sense since, you know, these are foreigners and they seem, at least to your knowledge, non-hostile enough to dock here. After a few moments, the soldiers, you know, are setting up. You'll see one of the frontline soldiers come and speak to the rear guard of the soldiers which are in front of you, and they begin dispersing as well. You can see that they begin talking to the crowd, saying that they need to push back, make room. It's foreigners from another land, and if you wish to meet and greet them and show them our kind customs, they will be in the refugee sector. One of them goes up to the guard that is speaking and kind of whispers in his ear, and he kind of gives a slight nod. And he points over to you, Zelwis, and he kind of gives you the motion to step forward.
Oh yes, come on.
I follow her wherever she goes, so.
So he goes, yes, all right. So I was able to speak with my captain, and he says that it's okay if you wish to speak with some of them, though. Like I said before, it'll have to be, you know, some that will want to speak with you, but don't take it personally. It sounds like they've been lost at sea for quite some time, so they're itching to get back on land and get into a more settled location. So if some of them don't speak to you, don't take it personally.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Thank you so
I understand completely. Not being on the land would be frightening.
So he leads you over to where they had set up the boxes, and it looks like a funnel of the boxes for people to walk through. In front of there's almost like the way the boxes are set up is almost kind of like a little barricade that you can step in front of, that kind of pushes a little bit into the tunnels so that you can try and speak with whoever passes by.
Did it look like the people who we saw on the edge of the boat, like for instance the one with the gold armor, like with my somewhat like discerning eye for that sort of thing, could I tell that maybe that person looked more important than the other ones?
Yeah, you would know from being here that a lot of the times the higher ups tend to have a more valuable set of armor, or they're draped in jewelry or some adornment to show that they're higher ups. You would know that the admiral of the port city was the one in the gold armor, and then the captain was the one who was in the silver armor, that was speaking to whoever was on the ship. So the admiral had left. Looked like the admiral had walked down towards the refugee sector, probably to, you would assume, to inform and get things set up. That way, the captain was the one who had spoken to the frontline soldiers.
Okay, so the admiral was from our place, and he was talking to the captain, who's the captain of the boat, or is he also from this place?
He's also from
think I
this
get
place.
Okay.
The ones from the boat you would have saw as they came down, not so much as in like armor, but more of like in silken threads, as they travel down the gangplank, and then like the one next to him, more of in a noble-esque attire, but not so much as the other one.
Okay. Yeah, we'll, I guess, try to kind of scoot over to any of them who look important or armored, or silky. Excuse me. Hello. Hello. Could I speak with you a moment, please? Hello. Hi.
Greetings. I am Komai.
Okay, so back to group 2 or group 1. The captain has finished his explanation. He's informed you that there'll be a pathway for you guys to travel to go to the refugee sector, to be as orderly and show the kindness that they are showing us, and to not make any disturbances. After that, you see that the captain heads back towards the middle of the ship, while the soldiers there open up the gangplank and people start funneling off the ship. As you guys head down the gangplank, you feel a little bit more at ease getting off the ship and standing on firm, solid ground, as the docks, although not waving underneath the stress of the water and the ships pushing the waves, feel very sturdy. You begin heading towards the tunnel as you can see in front of you the tree that you had saw before now sits behind some boxes, while very
Exuberant.
I mean, I'm
excited.
exuberant too, you
A
can't tell.
very excited woman that you've never seen the species of before. Looks like she's trying to wave people down, as people are have their heads kind of sunken a little bit. Some of them kind of like smile and wave at her, but kind of just pass her by.
I'll nudge Tulia and be like, we should say hello. They did say for us to all be nice and show them the same hospitality they're showing us.
Tulia will just want to get somewhere where I can have a drink or something. Jesus, they didn't have any good ale on that ship. You know, I'll follow you anywhere.
I'll hit Bumper.
She'll just smile.
Now a drink. That sounds nice.
So, would we all like to go? Cal? Lacan?
Cal looks up from greeting like the dozens of villagers and is like, "Hey, it's the furry lady from the." Oh my god! And he like
Ship?
is very excited to go over.
Alright, I guess we'll all walk over there.
Oh, hello. Hi. Yes. Oh my god. They're coming. Come on. Pop up.
I'll meander my way closer. I move at about a very slow pace. So actually, what's a dwarf's movement speed? Isn't it? Is it less?
25.
Yeah, so I move about as fast as the dwarf.
Hey.
That's not bad. If anything, it
know.
should be more embarrassing because I'm much bigger than you.
You weren't kidding, Lacken. This thing moves and talks.
You move and talk as well. Greetings.
Well,
I am
Hello.
Yomai. Komai.
hello.
Yeah, you guys have me messing my name up now.
Komai, pleasure.
I'm Professor Zilwis. Welcome, welcome. Have you ever been to the Port of Time Hall before?
No, can't say I have.
Oh,
No.
how wonderful! Out on an adventure, are we?
Oh, you'd better believe it.
Tulia will look at Arnie and be like, no, it's not that.
The professor and I are on a noble quest.
Quest? Sorry, Cal. Cal Vogman.
A pleasure.
It is nice to meet you, Kel.
Arya,
nice to meet you guys as
Iron
well.
Chest.
Hey, let's get this moving. No stopping in the middle. There's lots of people that need to get off.
So sorry. Here, if you would just follow us, we can show you around town.
The lady here wants a
Lord.
stiff drink. I don't know if you have anything.
Of course, alcoholic beverage are always a wonderful way to make new friends.
That lady has a name. Her name is Tulia Iron Chest.
It is nice
Tulia
to meet
Iron
you.
Chest would like a drink as strong as her
Tulia
name.
Iron Chest.
We should probably stay and do what
Let's
We were
start. I'll start
told
walking.
by going
Following.
to the refugee camp or to the refugee area as we were instructed and show goodwill, he strongly suggests to everybody.
Tulia's
Yeah.
just gonna roll her eyes.
Uh,
We're with a local. It's not like we're bashing her skull in.
I give
Oh,
her
plus
a look. I don't give her a look because, I'm a tree, but I do give looks, but it's really hard to tell when you've just met me. But I look at Tulia Iron Chest, who seems angry, and I will ask her, I am sorry, miss. Why do you seem angry? Can I help?
Tulia will stop, look at the tree, and be like, I was just on a damn ship for months. That's why I'm angry. I want to drink, and I want to sleep on the ground. Stern ground. Not this wave shit that I had to deal with. And she,
You
like,
sleep
passes
upon
by.
the ground. I will watch over you.
Thanks.
well,
Assuming
luckily,
it literally.
beds and alcoholic beverages usually go together. So we could find a place of both, and we could talk.
hey, look
But I
at
thought
that.
we had to stay in the refugee place.
Oh,
Look, I got a
maybe.
couple of coin on me. We can stay at whatever tavern you've got.
Wonderful.
Are the currencies
Um,
the same?
But what about the refugee place?
God.
Shouldn't we actually follow what they have told us to do?
Yes. I suppose we could go there first and look. It'll be an adventure for all of us.
Yeah, I don't want to offend any local customs, so yeah, I mean, they've got drinks at this refugee camp, right?
I'm sure.
I will very delicately poke at Zilwis to get her
Mhm.
attention and be like, Zilwis, we must
Yes.
find the cure.
Yes, I know, but see, they probably don't want to just tell us their secrets first.
I'll sigh.
Right.
Tulia's gonna
So this way.
Like,
Would we be able to hear that if she...
I imagine we would probably be speaking in I don't know. We must have a shared language.
Cal's very loud and being like, "Yeah, look at all this crazy stuff."
I'm not trying to hide what I just said.
Uh-oh.
So if you guys want to say you overheard, you can. I'm not exactly being quiet about it.
yeah,
Zilwis would have hid her part of it.
Tulia would
Well,
have
yeah,
heard
probably.
that part of it, and then just kind of like left it be because she just feels like she just got here. She wants a drink. You know what I mean? She'll put it in like she's putting it on a snake for later.
I
Wow,
don't
you
drink.
just broke up like 30,000 times. I have no idea what you said.
Yeah, you start to robot. Beep boop.
I put it.
Tell you what, Professor, if they don't have any drinks at this refugee place, does your tavern have like a to-go cup or something?
Oh, well, so we stay outside. We're not really
Oh, you're
the
wild folk.
building
That's
sort. Yeah.
hey, look, I understand all sorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, if it's well, let me not speak for you, Julia.
Oh God, you
think
gotta be
Julia-
kidding me, guys! You guys gotta move.
I
Is
assume
that
that at this
what
point
We were
we were
moving.
Yeah, we were
I'll
walking
turn.
and moving towards
Walking
the
and
I
talking.
was saying we like. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, we were walking and
If
talking.
anything, I'll turn and talk and be like, if he's still there, saying something like that, and be like, "Is it okay if we go to a tavern first and then go to the refugee camp, or do we have to go to the refugee camp first?"
As long as you stay with her and him, and I'll point to Zilwis and the tree.
I am trustworthy tree. Out of character.
Thanks,
Oh,
sir.
wonderful.
Have a-
Excellent.
Have a good day, buddy.
Start walking.
Tulia will just grunt.
And all right. Well, Professor, lead the way.
Oh, right. This way. I'm assuming I know where a tavern is.
Yeah.
I will lead us to a tavern.
All right, so
While
you're
we're
able to lead
walking,
him.
I don't know if Komai has ever even been into a tavern, so I'll just be like under my breath telling him about like taverns.
Does she at any point in this mention a fire? Actually, you would know about my fear of fire. It's pretty obvious.
You've,
I'm assuming that since it's daytime, there probably wouldn't be a fire going.
you've been in plenty of taverns.
Okay, so
Oh,
then
okay.
I would tell her that as long as we're not there at night, I would be okay with it.
Of course.
But if there's a fire, I will wait outside.
Oh, we will leave right away.
I'm vulnerable to fire, guys. I'm afraid of fire.
Oh boy.
So if any of you
Looks at Tulia's warhammer and freaking shield that's like looks like it came out of a freaking lava pit.
Oh, is that what they look like?
Yeah.
Forge cleric and tree. Interesting.
Yep.
I keep my distance from her then.
I'm excited. So they have talking trees here.
They are more widespread than you think.
Are there no talking trees where you come from?
There are.
They're
I have
just not as common.
I have to say I haven't spoken with one in some centuries, but
Oh, I'm on the shy age of in my 20s. I haven't got that much world experience. Sorry.
I would
I live in a mountain.
I would speak up and be like, we do not
Tulia's straight
usually
to the fucking
leave
point.
our forests, but with the the dangers that were there, I was forced to set out on my journey.
That sounds pretty serious.
It is very serious.
I mean, I want to hear more, but wait, can you drink alcohol? How does this work?
I do not partake of people beverages or food. I don't eat or drink except for like just pure water or
So do you need a bucket of water to dip your root in?
I will be fine. I'll tell her. I make my own food.
Professor, you know about this epic quest?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm on the same quest.
Oh, hey, look at that.
She is assisting me. She has been most helpful.
How
Oh, you're too kind.
how dire of a quest are we looking? Are there going to be bards telling stories about this?
No one
Um.
seems to know about it, but it has overtaken my home forest.
Well, that's no good.
Overtaken.
I was created as a last gasp to solve their problem.
That is heavy. Look, tell you what, we'll have some people drinks. We'll check out this refugee camp, and then we'll see what we can do about fixing your land.
Wonderful.
I appreciate.
Well, I say we. I mean, I'm happy to help. I don't want to speak for the rest of you guys.
I appreciate the sentiment, is what I would say. But I do not wish to involve you in my own problems. But I would accept any all help I could get. And I would bow, slightly.
Right now, I like the suggestion of drinks. Let's start there.
one
Drinks
step
sound
at a time.
amazing.
Yes, of course. The tavern is actually right over here.
Oh! Oh, jeez, I hope they have my drink.
What's your drink?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's something fun. Hey, the tavern's here!
All right.
Absinthe Tavern.
So you guys find your way towards the tavern. You can see that at the front of the tavern. As you walk in through the door, you two would know this as customs. You see the innkeeper at the front of the door, greeting you because he's seen you here once before when you guys were trying to gather some information. So he looks you over. You got a lot more of you with you this time.
Oh,
These-
yes, they've agreed to be interviewed, and we are going to buy them drinks.
Can I incite the bartender? Just on that one sentence of, you brought more of them.
Sure. I don't know. What are you looking for?
You brought more people for the murder wheel.
He thinks we're serial killers.
You never know.
That's silly. They don't have cereal yet.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I
sit
think
my
actually
insight.
they really do. Cereal's not hard.
You feel like everything's okay.
All right.
So will you be looking for some rooms as well?
Oh, I suppose that's up to them. As is custom, Komai and I will be likely sleeping outside of town.
It is much more comfortable under the stars.
Well, we have to go back to the refugee camps if we're not with you. So.
Oh, right. Probably no rooms today then.
Out of character, Jason, would I know if the refugee camps are they part of the city, outside the city?
They're in the city.
Oh, okay then.
Very well. Then have yourselves a drink and try not to make a ruckus.
Oh, us never.
Yeah, no ruckus on my part. That's a guarantee.
I'll
Alright,
nudge over at Tulia and smile.
Is there a fire on
Shows-
in the inn?
She'll give a half-cocked smile to Arnier and just be like, "Can we just decide where we're going, please? I'd really enjoy that."
No fire. It's early spring, so most of the day they don't need a fire to at least keep the place warm. The only time they have fire is back in the kitchen.
Okay. Well, I will avoid the kitchen like the plague.
So, this is very exciting. Where are you all from?
I can't speak
Middle
for the
Earth?
rest of these. Yes.
Yeah, Middle Earth.
Would have heard of Middle Earth before, or?
You can give me a history check.
Oh,
Can I do a history check as well?
Yeah, since this is not so much as seeing the symbol as the knowledge of the ancient ones.
Yeah.
Ooh, bop detected. I can jam to this.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're from the east.
The Iron Hills specifically, and she like pats her chest a little bit.
Oh, I've heard of the Iron Hills.
Zillis.
Rivendell.
So you have come across it in your studies, just a couple of times. You know that it's a pretty far off place, somewhere towards the east or northeast or somewhere out there across the Great Sea. You've heard of people setting sail to try and reach Middle Earth, but you haven't heard of any successful stories about anybody actually making it there.
You're from Middle Earth? Oh my, this is very exciting. And she's like
Where-
pats him on the trunk.
It is.
Where is Middle Earth?
Oh, it is east, northeast, somewhere in that region. We don't really know. There has never been a successful voyage. Oh, you are so lucky to have made it here. Oh, you could tell us all about it.
If no one has ever been there, how do you know it exists?
Books, old tomes speak of this place. Ah, very exciting. Right across the Great Sea.
Come on, you're
Stories.
smarter than you look. Do you know that?
Stories can
That's
travel
incredibly
far
smart and
away.
distinguished.
Is he?
I have all most. I have much of the knowledge that my people thought I might need for this journey. Hello?
Right, so you said that there's this place called Iron Chest and Rivendell? Is that what you? Could you spell that for me?
Rivendell.
Yeah, I was gonna say. She
Rivendell.
said Rivendell.
That's my last name. I'm from the Iron Hills, and she'll do
The
like little
Iron
motions of hills.
Hills. Are they actually made of iron?
Yes and no. They're just.
Interesting.
Tulia's gonna look at Neil confused, but then talk and be like, "We have a lot of iron in hills, and we make like." She'll tap her chest where her armor is, and she'll tap her warhammer and shield, and I make these as well. I was one of the
Ah.
blacksmiths that lived there.
Well, that is slightly more disappointing than Iron Hills themselves, but still quite exciting.
Tulia will just grumble. Very interesting to me.
And where did you say you were from, Cal?
Oh, you know, Middle Earth to the east.
That is not a
Where-
very specific area, but
I-
quite exciting and mysterious. And where did you say you were from, Lachon?
I did not say where I was from, but
I know.
I am from the forests of Mirkwood. If you must.
Forest of
I-
Mirkwood. Why? That sounds like the start of an adventure.
I too am from a forest.
That was
He has an
quite-
excellent sense of humor.
Quite.
I will
easy
look
to
at you as
survive.
I'm like I'm expecting a response from you.
He absolutely does not interpret that as a joke. He completely takes it seriously. It's like, yes, I surmised as much that you were from a forest.
That was his humor, dear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Elves
alright,
don't
the-
have
the
much humor
barky
anyway.
accents- Yeah, the barky accent too, it makes it a little difficult. You'll get used to it, I'm sure.
Quite. And what about you? Where are you from? Besides traveling with Komai.
I don't think we ever
Out.
decided where The forest.
Well,
was from?
he is obviously from the forest. I'd like to think of myself as from wherever I happen to be. Just learning and figuring things out. And
Okay, so a roaming professor.
well, I'd
What's
like
wrong
to
with
think that the
roaming?
best classrooms don't have four walls.
That makes sense. I can
Are-
see the benefit there.
Are you? A
I say the
professor?
best teachers are forged in fire. And she'll smile a little bit.
Oh,
I take a-
best keep the fire jokes at a very, very low minimum of a 0,
I
please.
scoot. I scoot away.
Yes. Oh, no, it's okay. Komai, come on. They're just not used to it yet. Komai, as you can imagine, being a tree, is not really a big fan of fire. So if you could refrain from any real references at all to fire, that would be great.
Fire.
Then
danger.
my story will be rather dull.
How about you replace the word of fire with like bubbles or something?
Wonderful idea.
Yes, I forged my warhammer in bubbles. No,
Ooh.
dude, that's not what it's. No.
I feel like that sounds wonderful. Well, why are you all here?
This really new place, new people with fur over their entire body. I mean, this is adventure. This is it.
Sure, that's wonderful. Was there? It sounds like it was a rather large place. Did you do much adventuring out there?
Not really much adventuring to do in Middle Earth. I don't really know there's much excitement going on. I don't know. I just needed to get out of the place and go somewhere new.
Sounds like you're running from something.
I was going to say the same thing.
Oh, I mean, no. Running from a
Insight.
boring life.
Yeah, I was gonna say insight check. Oh, yours is gonna be
24.
way better than mine.
I mean, he doesn't come off as like a criminal or like has a shady past. He
Oh.
really has that like wanderlust.
Oh, okay. So Tilia will kind of like her eyes will narrow, and then she'll look at you, and then she'll be like, she'll just chuckle as she. Did we get drinks? Please tell me we got drinks.
Oh yes, barmaid.
No, not yet.
Wait, are there
I
barmaids?
thought I said
Do
I
go
got
to the
them.
counter?
I was gonna get them a round of drinks. I assumed we had just gotten them.
I don't
Cow.
keep money, so.
Cal carefully details how to make a Malibu sunset to the bartender.
Oh, jeez.
Is that our table?
Tilia just wants the strongest thing they got, ale specifically. But if they got something stronger, please do give.
Lacon also wants the strongest thing available and does not care about the type of drink.
Cal, very excited to be anywhere.
Tulia will look
Wine,
over
please.
at Lacon and kind of give him like, I got you got some respect for me when he orders that.
I just watch them as they drink, and watch their expressions to see if it, because it's not something I can ever I can experience. So
Oh,
I'll experience it through them.
Did everybody order drinks except for the tree?
hell yeah.
I didn't either.
Yes.
No? Okay. And you said you wanted wine?
Yes.
Okay. Does everybody else want some sort of beer or mead or just a strong drink?
Well,
Something with alcohol and lots of it.
Cal's asking for like the fanciest, most ingredients kind of drink. So you're gonna need some coconut rum, maraschino cherries. Do we have pineapple? Do you guys have pineapples over here? Here, I'll write it out for you.
And
Can I
Zealous,
do a nature check? Do I know what a pineapple is?
yes, you know what a pineapple is. Zealous, you're paying for all of this?
Yeah, I'm paying for the first drink.
Okay.
Good luck.
They're gonna make you bankrupt.
So 3.5 silver.
I only have gold. How much? How many gold silvers are in a gold?
10.
And
I'll put a gold on the table. I'll just take 10 back, dear. You can keep the rest. 5 back? Is that what I said?
you said 10.
He said 10. He's like, hand a gold. Just give me a gold back and the drinks.
Look, I was thinking really hard.
She can persuade.
Do you know who I am? Do you know what this gold represents?
Okay, so she'll lay. So you'll see Zelwis lay the gold on the table. The barmaid will come by and grab it, as well as your orders. The four of you look at see the gold piece, and you can see that it's very different from the gold that you have.
Zilwith.
Hmm.
And Cal will pull out a gold piece.
Oh my goodness, would you look at that? Oh, might I, please?
Yeah, please.
Oh, wonderful. And I'm gonna obviously examine the shit out of it.
Okay.
Zilwith gets very excited over small thing.
Are you trained in
It's
currency?
something I like.
No.
Currency.
But I am an archaeologist.
So just go ahead and give me an insight check.
Yeah. And I have a thing.
What do you reckon, Professor? Is this legal tender?
So I don't know. Most money is in this kind of universe, but I don't know if this will help.
It's metal.
I can determine like monetary value of objects more than a century old.
It has to be
How
more than a
gold
century
piece.
old.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like artifacts.
Okay, yeah, that won't help you.
Alright. So what did you say to roll?
I mean, okay, I guess that begs the question: how long does it take for gold to form?
That's fair. But I think it was a stretch to begin with. I was just, stretching.
Can I put can I put put my warhammer on the table to have her look at, just so that she's satisfied with something that's cool?
Oh no, I mean this is still
It
cool.
takes
I
200
just
million
wanted to-
years. All right.
Does it take gold to form? 200 million years.
I think 200 million years is a little bit over the century mark.
That's a little bit. Jesus, does it really
100
take
million?
gold that
I can't
long?
even count that high.
I said, I did. How long does it take gold to form? Because what he blatantly asked, and I googled it, and it says 200 million years.
It just says if you can determine the value.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to see if it's like actually worth a gold piece here, so I can tell him that factually.
Okay, so is it? Do you just know? Is that just an ability? You just get a know?
Yeah.
Okay, so looking it over, you can see that it's pure gold. It's been directly mined. It hasn't been manufactured. You can see that on there. It has the markings of what you would assume whatever their local customs are, but it's pure gold. And you would know that your currency that you carry isn't pure gold. So you would assume that this is their gold sold at market would be worth more than the gold that you have.
My, look at this. The markings, so unique. Is this, or do all of your coins have these same markings, or is this unique to your particular tribe, Cal?
Well, tribes probably. What do the Iron Hills have? You got a gold piece on you?
Oh,
I'll
do you
pull
all
out
have
a
different
gold
gold
piece.
pieces? Oh my goodness, might I see it?
Lycon also pulls out a gold piece.
Slap it on the table.
I'll like gather them all in front of me to like compare and contrast.
So looking them over, you can see that all of them, each of them, having a purity to it. Does it give you any more information besides the value?
No,
No, that's the
no.
value.
This is actually more about like primary part of it is about like ruins. It's just kind of the end part is that it just tells you what the monetary. So if like I were to pick up like an ancient vase in a ruin, I could be like, this is probably worth 1,000 gold, and like hand it off. Like I said, I'm stretching the ability a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, looking them over, you can see that each one is imprinted with a different different symbols. So you would assume some sort of different culture. Looking over the one, which gold pieces did you give Renee?
I would have given her the one from Rivendell, and then I would have nudged Tulia for the Iron Chest one, or for the Iron Hills one.
Yeah, she would give it over.
Okay.
Begrudgingly, but do it.
So looking them
I would
over,
also look at him, just because I'd be curious what's making her so excited.
looking them over, you can see that all four seem to have a different imprint of the culture. Looking at the one from Tulia, though, you can see that it is molded and crafted with such precision that it clearly outshines and stands out from the other three.
My, these are all so wonderful. This, for the record, do not let anyone cheat you. This is worth significantly more than our gold pieces here. The purity is incredible. And she kind of like holds it up to light and like bends it a little bit, puts them back down on the table. And this one, my, your Iron Hills, this craftsmanship. You must have amazing smiths over there. Oh, beautiful, absolutely stunning. And she's like stroking each one as she picks it up and like gently placing it down. Oh, this is what a wonderful amalgamation of cultures we have.
Tulia, whenever she talks about the Iron Hills, that way you guys will see her kind of like slouching a little bit, and then she'll like perk up with pride, and she'll just smile, and she'll be like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the Iron Hills are awesome.
At this time, the barmaid will come and set down the drinks in the middle of the table.
Oh, appreciate it so much, dear. Thank you. Of course, here you may have all of yours
Thank you.
back.
For your kindness.
Thank you.
If I might suggest it, I would probably reserve some of these for hard times, but you could probably exchange them so that you might be able to have a more, at least useful currency here. If we find the exchange rate, I'd be more than happy to buy one of each from each of you, just for posterity reasons, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wonderful.
If I could have my gold back for the.
I said I handed it back.
Oh, terrific.
So looking them over, since it does tell you the value, you can assume that each of them are worth 5 silver more than what your currency currently has.
Oh, okay. So each of these should be worth at least one of our golds and one of our silvers. We don't use, I'm surprised you use such pure gold in your currency, but I understand that is a standard in some places. But here, that would be worth about 1 gold and 5 silver. So don't let anyone cheat you. I, of course, don't have the correct change to purchase your golds currently, but I will. I would like them. Thank you.
How the other races love their shiny things.
Tulia will
Yes.
just like flick her, like in a like not in a rude way, but like in a playful way. She'll flip over gold to her and be like, "Yeah, what I'm gonna be doing will probably get me more gold anyway. So here you go, you can have it."
Oh, are you sure? Oh, I appreciate, and like she just takes it before you even answer the question. Like, I appreciate your generosity. This will be historical. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
Look, once I find some, investment opportunities, I'm sure I can find some overages to throw your way.
Oh, thank you. Oh, appreciate it so much.
Don't think a second thought about it. This is
Jason,
delicious. By
Did
the way.
you see
This
my
drink.
message where I asked if you spoke with? Have we and Zelia spoken to the leaders of Heimhall yet?
Spoken to leaders of Heimhall?
Yeah.
No.
Is there any like leaders here? Okay.
No, you'd have to go through the proper channels of being able to speak with the leaders of Heimhall.
Do we know what those proper channels are, or?
Yes, you do know those proper channels, but you would know that it would take 5 to 7 days before that could be put in place.
Okay, because I would start that process, because I mean that wouldn't be too long at all for me. I wouldn't mind waiting. But obviously I am focused on my problem at hand.
Okay.
All right. So I would then ask them about their land. So I would look at the four of you. Like, have you any? Now I'll describe like the corruption and what it's doing, how it's poisoning the land, and like twisting the nature of the
Oh, that's horrible.
the living things there.
Okay. Before you you guys left, like I had mentioned to you previously, you guys had heard of tales of the similar corruption spreading out across Middle Earth, though you haven't seen any of it personally. What he's describing sounds similar to the tales that you've heard.
That sounds eerily familiar in an extremely uncomfortable way.
That's actually one of the reasons why I was out here in the first place.
No
Were
kidding.
you fleeing, or do you think the answers are here?
I do not know. I was sent to gather information.
I don't think the answer to the cure would be there, or else a lot of people would be leaving.
Most troubling.
Yes, that is troubling.
Okay, I mean, we can add that to the list.
Oh, do you have a list?
Well, so
I'll
far we
look at
checked out
Cal.
the tavern. We need to check out the refugee camp, and then after that, we'll fix the corruption.
You have
Right.
a very short list.
Well,
Well,
you
that's
know.
not. It's. I mean, that's 3 items. It's not short. Maybe a little short-sighted.
It
is a list.
also ramps up in
need to find
intensity.
jobs, homes.
Yes.
Look, I mean, I'm just.
It's somewhere to start at least.
Yeah, look, I'm walking forward in whatever direction forward is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Just wonderful, wonderful list. Truly. It escalates quite quickly.
Yeah. I mean, we were on the way to Amman, but where Heimhall? Did you say?
Yes, this is Port of Heimhall.
All right. I mean, look, that never heard of it, and that's an adventure in and of itself.
Well, it is one of the trade hubs to Amman.
Oh, I mean, sure.
Right. Well, I mean, you'd have to get back on the boat.
Oh, I mean, Amman was never really the destination; it was a journey.
Oh, wonderful. And the rest of you, was this your intended destination?
We all came on the same ship, so I'd have to say no, it was not our intended destination.
Yeah, it wasn't our intended destination either, but seeing everybody here and how everyone mingles with one another, I think Tulia and I can make a home here.
Tulia will
Wonderful.
nod.
Is that a problem? You come? I ask, is that a problem where you come from?
What? What's the problem?
People not getting along, or
People don't get along anywhere you go.
I
It's not the fact of they don't
wouldn't
get
be having.
along.
I wouldn't have
it's
problems
just
with
that
that.
they don't like us being together.
Oh, well, that's just silly. You two look absolutely perfection together.
I'll
Tulia blushes a little bit.
look at Zillis. What does that mean?
It means that they are very close.
You know what marriage means, Tree?
They are mated together.
Yes, yes, wonderful phrasing.
Tulia takes a long drink of her ale.
This is very natural.
Absolutely. See, if he can understand, really anyone should.
Which-
She'll tip her
Which
glass
isn't saying
again.
anything about you, Komai, just that you're new to human customs or bipedal mammal customs.
Yeah, it's not the fact of them understanding, it's the fact that she's a dwarf and I'm an elf.
Right. That's what. Wait, really?
Can I make a history check? Do I know of successful couplings between elves and dwarves before?
Oh boy.
I would say no, because isn't that like not possible?
Do you know of successful couplings?
Yeah.
I mean, you
There-
don't.
I mean,
What are you defining coupling?
Yeah, I mean,
as?
it's really.
do I know if a dwarf and an elf could have children?
You're pretty. I mean, right off the bat, you're pretty on the ball about two females not being able to have a child.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I see no. I mean, I would see nothing wrong with it, right? As long as they're happy.
As well, as far as two different races having a child, both of you do know that there is an instance that has happened.
Is it a tree board?
And if you need to get a reminder, it's in the handout under Kingdom of Men.
I read that. Oh, I did read
I-
that.
Yeah, there's the.
Right.
I cannot see any handouts.
Yeah, me either.
Well, yeah, you guys
That's
can't see any
because we're
handouts because you guys
fancier
aren't
than
you guys aren't from here.
Oh, okay.
So it's their job to explain things.
Okay, I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, I thought I was going crazy too. I'm like, you forgot it!
Yeah, I will say Agnar, the kingdom of men, was actually started, their bloodline, by mating with the humans with an elf.
It is all quite exciting, actually.
The first king married an elven maiden of Elior as part of a peace treaty. And
Wait, was it like, what do you mean? Like, what was the other race? What was Agnar's?
it was human.
Human.
Human and elf. Yeah.
Human and elf.
The
We
sons
call them
born from
half elves.
Yes. The following sons born from the elf maiden created the first half-elf son who took up his father's rulership of the past. But to sustain this pure bloodline, he married his father's wife, Alandara, the elf maiden, and the process repeated itself with every second born son. That is how the bloodline has continued.
Blackout just looks over at Zolis. Is he quoting a book that you wrote?
Oh, no, I didn't write it. I've been trying to educate him in more of the history of this areas as we're going through. He has
Out
an
of character,
excellent memory.
Out of character, I do have the sage background, so I mean,
It just seemed very dry in how it was delivered.
to be fair, everything I've said so far has been dry.
Not
Interesting.
everything can be all bells and whistles, Elf.
Yes, you'll get you'll get he's actually quite expressive. You just have to get used to the accent.
Julia will take another long drink.
Blackout looks over at Tulia, and wouldn't you be the expert in bells and whistles?
You bet your ass I would be.
Oh, are you a crafter of bells and whistles?
No. I'm actually a crafter of armor and weapons.
Oh, that is quite different.
Oh, how
Could
do
you make a bell or a whistle?
I mean, probably.
What's the smallest thing you've made?
She pulls out a violin and starts playing it.
No, she puts her warhammer on the table and she points at all the intricate designs on it. And when you guys look at it, it looks like as if there's magma in it. It's like just kind of like it's really cool designed and it's like cracked a little bit, like in a design way, if that makes any
My
sense.
word!
Is there actually magma in it, or does it just look like there's magma in it?
It just looks like there's magma in it. It looks like as if I took a forge and made it into a hammer.
That is
Oh.
incredible. Excuse me, Komai, don't worry. That doesn't look
Quite
like actual fire.
Terrifying.
She'll like, kind of like scoot. Oh my, do you mind?
No. No, I won't.
Oh, she'll like kind of like pick it up and like examine it like as if it was a piece of art. The craftsmanship is incredible. Even the hilts. My, you made this, you said.
She'll nod. And she'll also put her shield on the table that looks basically like a disc of magma.
Oh, best, and she'll just kind of like scoot it away from the center of the table.
Oh
just,
no,
you
she
know,
kept it closer to them. She kept it closer to them. She was being respectful of
okay.
the tree. Yeah.
My, and these will be revered artifacts, I'm sure, in ages.
Arnie will see that Tulia is very like she's getting her winds, her sails filled with wind. She's very happy. She likes
That's when I'll like lean in and give her a kiss, and then slip her my dagger that she
and
made
then
for me.
yeah, and then I'll show the dagger, which I will allow you to describe because I described myself. And then
Nope,
when
that's you made.
Well, what would you? Okay, she would have made one that looks like that looks very beautiful. Like it's not as ruggish or like, you know, bulky as her stuff looks like. You can tell she took a lot of time to make this, and it's smooth, and it has a very sharp edge, and yeah, it's a dagger, and it's just breathtaking, and it has like vines all over it, and all that stuff.
My, this is very different work from your other pieces. The elegance of it. Oh, the delicacy, but very, very sharp still. My, you are a well-versed woman, Tulia. And she'll hand it back.
And then she'll give it back to Arnie, and she'll smile.
I'll
Well-
put it back on my thigh.
Well, I mean, I've been forging since I could, since I could hold a hammer. And she chuckles.
And it quite shows. Your skill is, I'm sure, renowned where you're from, and you will be known throughout the lands here, I am sure.
She'll nod. That's the hope. And I mean, I could help you in any way if you need help with ore or iron or stone or something like that. If you need anything examined, I'm the girl to go to.
Oh, I'm sure if you would like to join us. It sounded like you were more interested in setting up a little home and shop for yourselves. But as I always say, adventure begins where plans end. And you're more than welcome to come with us.
I mean, it's gonna have gold in it, and it's quicker to get gold than me trying to make a repertoire around here first. You know, if I
That
cure a
is probably
sickness,
true.
if I cure a sickness, and she just quotes in the air, they'll be coming to my shop looking for anything. So I think I'll take my chances with this.
Wonderful. That is great to hear. Oh, did you hear that, Kumai? She'll like scoot back over.
I'm excited to have many more companions.
Promise I won't light you on fire, your fire tree. Promise.
Oh, bubbles.
Aye.
Bubbles.
No, I'm promising him that I won't.
Right, yes, but well, even the word really, he's quite sensitive.
Thank you for promising not to light me on fire.
Thank you for
Bubbles.
promising not lighting you on bubbles.
I'm gonna hold
That's
you
a
to
thing
that.
now.
She's gonna look over at Cal. Hey, listen, I said I'd promise the tree. I didn't promise you.
No, well, look, if it's between me or Komai, hit me
She's
with fire
laughing,
every
by
day,
the way. She's laughing.
But, look, I can take it. Don't worry. But
She'll
Here's the
just
deal.
laugh. What, you want it in writing?
no, that shouldn't be necessary. Honor code.
I am glad to have made many
The
more
honor of
friends.
humans. She'll
More
chuckle.
friends are always better.
I thought we were trying to get here to get away from racial bias.
Fair enough, fair enough. She'll take another
Alright.
drink, I'm sorry.
Here, let me tell you what. Another round, please.
All right, I'll stop moving.
And I'll pay for another round of the. same
I'll go
stuff.
into like hibernation as I think about the conversation, what it means to have 4 new friends.
Tulia's gonna lean
I'll as he kind of like goes into hibernation, I recognize this and like kind of pat the trunk and sit a little bit closer to him and kind of like keep an eye more on like behind us, like knowing that his senses are down, kind of keeping a
I mean, I'm
more
aware,
apt
but
eye.
I'm just kind of like not moving, so I look like a normal tree now.
Yeah.
Tulia's just gonna lean on the table and be like, "Listen, when I say human, I mean it as a joke. But I mean, if it offends you, I'll stop. But I just old habits die hard, I guess. But I'll do my best.
I mean, you could just call me Cal.
Fair enough. I could do that too. I just didn't know I had your permission to call you that yet.
Oh yeah, I mean, by all means, anybody call me Cal.
And then she'll
better
think
than-
back to on the ship. She's like, "Oh wait, we already introduced ourselves." Then she'll take a long drink.
On that note, I will stand up and buy like, I'll use 1 gold piece. Get to the bartender. Look, here's the gold. This is solid gold, so 2 rounds, and you can keep the change.
She looks at it and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't accept foreign currency here."
Professor,
Yes.
little help here.
Oh, right, of course. She'll look over at the rest of you. Will you just keep an eye on him, please?
Yes, I will
Yes, of
stare
course.
directly at him.
As I said, I'm aware. I'm just not.
She's
She'll-
worried.
Tulia is taking the rest of her drink, and she'll be in the middle of drinking that as she gives a thumbs up while she's drinking, like the last of her ale.
She walks over. What seems to be the issue?
They don't take foreign currency here.
Really? Do you know the value of these coins?
It's not about value, it's about policy. If there's anything that if it's worth something, they can go down to the exchange and exchange their currency.
Of course, I understand rules.
I mean, can we open up a tab?
I don't. That probably wouldn't be necessary, especially. We do need to probably go soon. I don't. What time is it?
It's about 2 o'clock.
That's
Oh.
plenty of time for drink.
That is plenty of time to
We're
drink.
dangerous.
Not even 5 o'clock yet.
Yeah, we're
I was
dangerous.
about to say, Tulia will tilt her head around and be like, "Where's the exchange? How far is it? Because I want another drink."
How about we have one more drink and then I'll show you around the town a little bit more. Does that sound agreeable?
Sure.
Perfect.
Well, here, I will take this from you. I will give you 1 gold, 5 silver, as is the exchange.
Terrific. Here you go.
Oh, wonderful.
Fucking God, Jesus.
And he'll just give the bartender 1 gold.
Okay. Would you like the same drinks?
Yeah, 2 rounds, and you keep the change there.
Oh, thank you very much. You're too kind.
Do you have any concept of where you're actually from, so I can properly identify the currency
Yeah,
in my
I
inventory?
figured. Rohan.
Oh,
I quickly Googled the race of man and figured it out.
You quickly Google the race of men.
There's
Smooth.
more than one race of
There's
was
there's
like,
a
yeah.
lot there, buddy.
I was
I
about to
wrote-
say,
I wrote like the name of like my whole family, and I was like, shit, I didn't say where that whole family is.
Where did you
It's okay. We still don't know where our forest is.
pick?
yeah.
Rohan.
Rohan?
I mean, I can. Yeah.
Okay. You need to
Yeah.
have proficiency in land vehicles then.
Oh, I mean, yes, sir.
Well, I mean, there's other places that you can be from, dear.
Oh, there are choices. My
yeah,
lord,
there's a lot of choices.
I
I
really.
was about to say, yeah.
Being from Rohan gives you
question.
proficiency in land vehicles.
Yeah, horsemanship and stuff.
horses specifically. Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't even realize. Is there a sheet with all this somewhere?
No.
Do you mind if we take our break now and you guys can Google?
Well, it's already
I gotta
10.
feed the kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We've got to feed the cats.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter for this session, but we can discuss it during the week.
Terrific.
All right.
I put a question mark next to the road anyway.
So we'll go ahead and take our break.
Yay!
Woo!
Be back.
Boo!
Oh, to be fair, Cal isn't saying the whole story about where he's from, but it's not like he's in trouble or anything. He just doesn't want to talk about it.
I hope you guys are enjoying Professor Zilwis.
Oh my
And
god,
it's-
I love her so much.
Okay.
You guys are
I'm losing it.
enjoying. Calm.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I am
Very
here.
well done, Deska.
I am here. I'll be just listening for a minute while my stubborn boy decides to not eat his medicine.
I am Calmo.
Hi, Kamo. I'm similarly.
No. You're Komai.
Yeah. Yeah, Komai.
You should really just like change your name to KO-MI. So you remember.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can do that.
And keep the same spelling, but like put in parentheses KO-MI.
I really want to say Koamai because in Spanish you'd like literally say every letter.
Well, I mean,
I'm not gonna
There's an A
lie,
in there.
Every time I see that name at a glance, I think Konami.
I mean, if you want to use all the letters in my name, you'll be saying Calfulch.
Calfudge?
Yeah, that works.
Calvog. Himen.
I mean, that's a fucking name and a half.
Oh,
So,
your name's
you know-
Kaladwick?
Cal's fine.
Kaledwick?
Calfudge.
I mean, close. It's like called Caladfolk. You
Yeah.
have to really
Oh,
get that
Calfudge.
stank mouth in there.
all right.
I don't know how to do it, so Cal is just fine.
So everybody's back for the most part. So we'll go ahead and pick up for where you guys left off.
Okay.
Currently, you guys are receiving the second round of drinks.
And I'm staring away at Kalmai.
Wait, I just changed it. How come the token didn't? Oh. Gotta change the token.
Tulia has a hand on Arnye in some way, shape, or form, and is drinking.
But where is this hand? Ooh.
In some way, shape, or form.
What shape? I mean, I hope it's in a hand shape. I mean,
I have to say, these drinks are fairly tasty. It's been a while since I've had a good drink.
Oh, you and me both, brother.
And Tulia will tap her hand on the table as I.
I mean, don't get me wrong, ship food's fine and all, but
No,
Ugh.
it's not.
oh, come on, it wasn't that
No,
bad.
No, it's not.
can I insight check them? Are they actually enjoying this, or?
Go for it.
Try me.
Yeah, it looks like he's genuinely enjoying it.
Yeah, Cal's a happy man.
Or is there is it like they actually don't like the taste of it and they're just like, yeah, this is great.
Thanks for bringing us your dirt water. No, it's
Tulia's genuinely enjoying the. She's genuinely enjoying the Sorry. She's genuinely enjoying the drinks and stuff like that, and she likes the nature of the area. So but she is saying 100% she did not like the food. 100%.
I am glad to know that you are enjoying your drinks. If only I could enjoy them with you, but they would not go well with my tree.
I can give you a bucket of water.
That is not necessary.
Well, I mean, geez, what do your kind do for libations?
Like, we do not partake. Socially, we just we only do what we need to for our survival.
Professor, do they have parties here?
Oh, yes, of course.
All right, Komai, we're gonna treat you to a party. Maybe not today, but I'll add it to the list.
But
We need
in
to
order
find a
to,
way to get a tree drunk.
what I eat is a mixture of river water and special components that I get from trees.
Oh, cool.
It's called Ent Drought.
Ent drone.
Ent Drought.
Ooh.
That is what I partake of.
I mean, forgive me, that sounds severe. What a name.
Not at all.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different kind of drought. Never mind.
So, this corruption that you mentioned, is there anything else that you can give some information on? I would very much like to know.
Unfortunately, we have been searching for some way to either to stop it and reverse the effects, but we have been incapable of finding anything as of yet.
Do you at least know a general area of where these reports are coming?
So far, the only one we know about is my forest, where I come from.
And it's quite difficult to tell, seeing as there's only vague reports, but no one's really found any actual evidence of it happening yet. So it is actually quite difficult to convince people that it is even happening.
That sounds like people just don't want to listen.
Yes, it seems to be a scourge as well.
Us and often have problems getting the other races to listen. To reason.
Well, I think it's because you all speak so slowly, dear.
Well, isn't that why you're there too? To help?
Quite quickly for my
Yes.
kind.
Yes, I know. We've been working on it for some years.
You have difficulties. Imagine being in a building built from the bodies of others like you.
You know, maybe that refugee camp isn't so bad.
I believe all of the buildings are also built from wood.
Oh, you don't have any stone buildings here?
Oh,
Is
there
there
are
a mountain
some.
we can live in?
There are stone buildings.
Well, I don't know about mountain. Mountain top, maybe. Sure.
There is a dwarven kingdom here.
Yes.
I'll nudge Tulio.
It
Tulio
is
will be
the-
like, what? Tell
It
me
is-
more about them.
It is the kingdom of Krafrak Ginden. Deep into the mountains of they live deep into the mountains of Einar. It is quite grand. There it is run by the bloodline of Felruk, who holds the kingship.
Well, we'll definitely have to go there at least.
It is said that they hold the toughest armies on the continent, and that they're able to blacksmith with mithril. Although, from what I understand, is they do have a bit of a grudge with the local, the Elven kingdom here, Kingdom of Elior.
Is there any reason?
Yes, there was.
That sounds about right.
There was a goblin invasion in the early years of this. Do we know what age it is? The second age, or?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the second age, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I meant like in character. Do we know that?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, in the early years of the Second Age, there was a goblin invasion, and the elves had decided that, well, they're rather isolationists, so they, the dwarves asked for their aid, and the elves, they did not give aid. So the dwarves hold a bit of a grudge against them. I can honestly understand the argument from both sides. I feel that it's just a tragedy.
Tulio will nod.
Yes, the elves here are quite renowned for their arts. However, not necessarily for their empathy.
Yes.
Uh,
It's not that they don't care, I'll say, but more like they view that the others should handle their own problems.
Tulia will look over at what was it? Lacon?
Yes.
Lacon, yeah. She'll look over at Lacon, for his thoughts on. She'll look at him and be like, "What are your thoughts on these elves? Maybe you can talk to them."
There's certainly an opportunity to. I can't make any promises.
No one ever can.
Are you an ambassador of a sort, Lacon?
No. No, I am not. I guess in this sense, I am semi-officially acting as a representative of my people, since I am the only one here, but I would not say I hold any official standing.
Oh, I see. Well, not that that's a bad thing. It would just be particularly helpful if you were, but I'm sure you will be very useful in other ways.
Thank you?
Of course.
There is, of course, one other place of note, I would say, and that is, of course, the island of Orindor, which is home to a industrious folk known as hobbits. They sell pipeweed to the far reaches of the continent, and it is the only location where it might exported.
Oh, I don't have that handout.
Pipe?
Halflings and smoking. That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, it
Yes,
Well,
sounds
we
like
know
a...
hobbits, so
that's the port of Istana one.
Oh.
I've heard many tales about hobbits and halflings and their smoking habit.
Yes, well, they have spread it far and wide here. It is a common pastime to peoples here.
Yeah, I've known a couple of people who are addicted to pipeweed. Tragic.
Tulia's just chuckling a little bit at everybody talking about this.
you okay there, love?
I'll look at Tulia Iron Chest. This might be of interest to you, and that is that there is a dwarven port by the name of it's called the Port of Ulara, and it is the primary access point to trading with the dwarves, especially for their goods made of mithril.
Mithril. I think I'll have to check that one out for sure too.
It is quite expensive.
Oh yes, it's a
Yeah.
very. It sounds like a very. From what I understand, that stuff is very temperamental to work with as it is.
From what I'm told, though, you can put in orders to have custom made and specialty equipment. Although
there you
if
go.
you're as good as a blacksmith as you say, then I'm sure you could, maybe they might teach you. Do you
No.
out of character? Do you know how to work with mithril as a door? I don't actually. I
Not
wouldn't know that. It's from
mithril, but I know stone and iron cutting.
So yeah, he would say maybe mayhap you might learn something from them.
I'm always willing to learn more.
Of course, I
Yeah.
have no idea if the dwarves are willing to teach an outsider, but
Lacon kind of nudges Cal and just kind of whispers, Is he advertising for them?
I don't see any posters, but he could be.
Is there any work for? And she'll nudge to Arne to speak up for her.
Work for what, love?
I just was wondering if you wanted to do something. It's not a big deal.
Well, I
mean,
know dancing and I know weaving. I can do either of them.
Oh, are you a
Uh,
dancer?
Yes, come from a family of dancers too.
Oh, how wonderful!
She's very, very good at it. And she'll smirk.
My cheeks start turning like rosy, like red. Like, oh.
Is that how you two met? Oh, please tell me the story.
Oh god. Tuya's gonna, once she says that, she's taking a mugful of her drink and being like, nope, this is on you.
Well, how we met was some years ago. About what? A little over 30. I went over to her little shop over there because I was requesting a dagger. And that's how we met. The rest you kind of don't need to know a little bit. You'll need to know us a little bit more for those other details.
Tulia will smirk and chuckle a little bit as she, like, pats Arnie's thigh. Blah. Jesus.
Oh, so it
My-
was love at first sight then. How adorable.
Tulia
Myself
will
and
blush.
Zilwis, we met. Well, I was slumbering in my forest, and when I woke up, she was the first things I saw, and we have been together ever since.
Was it love at first sight for you too?
It does kind of sound like it.
Oh, well,
Rather
it's
cute.
He would
not
say yes.
quite.
But he
Oh,
means it in
yeah.
a very different way.
Yes.
Did
No,
you
I
friend
know,
zone
but-
him?
Oh, not at all. He is very young. It is more of a
Mutual
guardianship.
Wait, how old are you, Ko?
I think you said you were 3?
Yeah, I'm 3.
Oh wow.
I'm a young tree.
Oh, you know,
Tulia,
that's
like,
a
look-
couple blanks for me.
Tulia's
What?
gonna blink like, wow. So, question, just curious. If you were to grow up, are you gonna get like, and she's gonna like make her arms look like she's like bigger, you know, like you're gonna grow big?
Yes, I will grow much bigger.
Huh. That's really cool, actually.
Like,
Which is
taller
why
or
it's so important for us to figure this out as quickly as possible as he gets larger and larger, as is their growth cycle. It will become much more difficult for him to be as nimble and mobile as needed to discover what we need to find.
Out of character, I'm looking
Okay.
forward to your in-character response when we hit combat, and I'm like super acrobatic and.
Well, that's what she's
Um,
saying, that you're nimble and acrobatic now.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Tulia will shrug. Well, I mean, you've been kind to us so far. and we got nothing better to do.
Oh, that's just wonderful. We appreciate that so much. And I can learn so much about your cultures. Oh, this will be so exciting.
It is always nice to know that you have the assistance of others. I appreciate, I do appreciate.
The kindness
you.
of strangers has saved us many times.
Indeed. I look forward to both helping you all and receiving aid in turn.
I think that can be arranged.
By the way, and Tulia's gonna lean over to Lacon. She's gonna be like, "Never got your name."
It's Lacon.
Oh,
I thought you would have heard it several times.
Oh.
over.
she shrugs.
Unless
I
you
guess
were
I
not
wasn't
li-
paying it.
unless
mustn't
you
wa-
weren't listening.
I guess I wasn't paying attention. I'm Tulia. You probably already know that. But now that I know your name, whatever. And she's gonna take another drink.
You
At least
think
I can
you had
stop-
one too many.
No.
That
This
dwarf's
is-
constitution.
This is 2.
She's gonna be like, she's gonna look over at him and be like, "This is not even my usual drink of like for the day."
What about?
He just gives a smug little grin and continues drinking his.
You
She
gotta-
glares at him like, "You little shit."
Right. Well, if you'd like, we can go take a tour. Or go take a look at the refugee district if you'd like. We could also just, skip that whole part, and I'm sure we could get you right out of the city.
Don't we need to do some exchanging for money in this year and a foot
right.
for everything?
No,
I
no.
also wish to speak to. I also wish to request an audience of the leaders of Heimhall.
And I
Yes.
think we should, if we're gonna go running around, we probably should get supplies of some sort.
Well, first stop, the exchange then.
I have everything that I need for travel on me at all times.
Yes, well, dear, they just got off of a boat, so they probably need to replenish.
Ah, yes, I was just.
And bathe.
I'll look weirdly.
It's a strange, dear. Don't worry about it.
I don't bathe. I'm a tree. I'll occasionally wade into a river, or a stream, but I do not bathe.
Right. Well, let's hop off then to the exchange.
All right, so you guys get up from your table and make your way out of the tavern.
While we're walking around, I'm gonna keep a lookout to see if there's any other people from the ship mingling about. See how they're curious, see how they're doing. If I can recognize any faces from the other ship, to see if they all just went to the refugee camp or if some of them are out, socializing with the people as well.
You don't see too many of them out socializing right now. As you guys begin walking towards the exchange, you realize where all of them are.
They're all at the exchange.
And you see a long line at the exchange.
All right. Do I see any children nearby?
See any children?
Yes, like any playing in the street or
No.
no. Okay.
Yeah, you would know that the port city, especially close to the docks, is not a place that they allow children to play.
Oh, we're close to the still close to the docks. I didn't know how far into the city we went.
So yeah, you guys see in front of you a long line leading out of the exchange. You would assume that these people don't have money that they can use here, which you guys have already run across to. So before they can go out and enjoy anything that has to do with the city, they have to exchange their money. So you would know that there's hundreds of people waiting in line for the exchange.
I will rest my branches here. I'll go off to the side somewhere. It's there's a long line and it's just gonna be waiting. I'll just rest.
Cal will approach whoever's last in line and be like, "Geez, this is some line, huh? How long have you been waiting here?"
He'll turn around and goes, I got here a few minutes ago. I probably should have came here much earlier. But I wanted to go get settled in at the new houses.
Yeah, I feel you. Settled in the new houses? What, at the refugee camp?
Yes, at the refugee sector. They're fairly nice houses.
Oh, they're renting to us?
They said that we are allowed to stay in there for 30 days for free. But it's a pack of 4 people per house.
Oh, sure. I mean, okay. Thanks for the heads up. What was your name, bud?
Artuitus?
Artuitus. Cal.
Oh.
Cal Vlogman. Pleasure to meet you. Firm handshake.
Well, if you plan on standing in line, we'll be here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys. Cal turns back. We could come back some other time when it's not, rush hour.
Oh, absolutely. Completely up to you.
Do they not have a system where you take a number and wait until you're called?
I believe that is just this line.
It's unfortunate. These things could be done so much more efficiently.
Maybe when we go up the line, you can tell them that.
Yes, I am sure that they have a suggestion box that
Yeah,
would be
look.
welcome your
Be of the age.
number system.
Tell you what, I'll put this on the list. Think of a way to improve the bureaucracy here in Heim Hall.
Excellent. Perhaps we could bring that list to the leaders when we ask them.
Oh, you all have paper? I was told that paper is pretty expensive.
Oh no, I'm keeping it. This is a mental list, friend. Tap tap.
Right.
Does he know where paper? I'll whisper to Zilwix. Does he know where paper's from?
I'm not quite sure. We're just trying to keep that on the down low.
Okay.
You're gonna hear Tulia chuckle a little bit at all of this.
Right. Well, we could go check out the refugee camp, or we could try and get that audience that we've been looking for.
Either one. I mean, we're gonna be in a house of 4 other people.
Getting an audience will take some time. So,
Yes, but if we start the process now,
Yes.
we'll be
Go ahead.
ready.
So I guess we should start the process now and then go to the refugee thing.
Sounds like a plan.
I am of agreement with this
Let's
idea.
do it.
Tulia will be like, I'm ready when you guys are.
Alright, so I will start making our way in that direction.
Wonderful.
I'll start first because they'll catch up very quickly.
Well, the dwarf moves at the same move as you.
Except maybe Tulia, which I apologize.
Yeah, she's like scrambling behind you guys, being like, "Excuse me, I have short legs. Remember, please."
I would stay
remember it."
with you.
You're like, you're all moving too fast. Wait, never mind. No, they're not. Okay.
No, I know she would, but she's like trying to tell him, be like, "Hey, wait a minute."
See, this is my everyday life.
Yeah, Zillis kind of has like a step pause thing going on to like force herself to like move at the tree's pace. It's like a practiced maneuver.
It's amusing because eventually I'm going to be moving faster than her. Once I start going into monk.
All right, so you guys begin heading towards the estate of Heim Hall. As you get there, you can see the large gates that are in front of it with the guards kind of standing out front. A whitish marble wall kind of surrounds the estate itself. Inside, you can see several people moving around. It looks like they're gardening. As you approach, you can see that there's a couple of people that are kind of standing in line, kind of waiting. As you can see, the guards are discussing some things with some of the locals. As you stand there for a minute, you can see that they finish talking with the people they're talking with, and the person next in line kind of steps forward and begins speaking with them. You know that this is the beginning process of requesting an audience.
Do I know the name of the Lord Port of
Davik Heim Hall.
Davikheim Hall? Okay. Alright, so I'll go stand in line. It moves at just my pace.
Oh, there's quite a lot of lines here.
After a couple of minutes, you'll see the people move forward, and then you being next in line, he'll usher you forward.
Alright, I will step forward. Greetings, I am Komai.
He will say, "Greetings, Komai of the Tree Folk. What is it that I can assist you with today?"
I wished to request an audience to see Davik Heim Hall. There is an urgent matter I am looking to have solved, and I think that he might be able to help me.
Very well. What is the urgency of this matter?
The corruption of my home forest. Something has infected the land and is causing the inhabitants to great distress and is twisting their nature.
Okay. You can see that he's writing all this in what looks like a log book. He'll look back up at you after finishing writing that out. Can you explain the type of corruption that you speak of?
Out of character, do I know the type of corruption?
If I remember correctly, between you and it's gonna take me forever to get her name down. Zilwis.
Zilwis.
That you guys had sensed the corruption was coming, not so much has seen very much physical evidence.
We've sensed it's coming. We do not know the specifics of it as of yet. However, we have learned that the inhabitants of the refugee ship have also heard of something similar happening from their home continent. We do not. So I worry that they be.
That they what?
That the corruption of their continent and the corruption of land here might somehow be connected. Not that they brought it here, but that this somehow might be a danger to land.
Do you have any proof that this is going on in the other lands?
I do not, other than the word of.
Oh, Lakan is right here. She'll usher him forward.
I'll name the four people. Yeah, the person in question. This is Lakan. He is the one who told me of the corruption on their continent as well. And I will usher Lakan forward.
I mean, he'll step forward as was.
He is of the elven people of Rivendell. Right? That was you?
No.
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 You were What people were you from? That was
He's from the
Aranya.
forests of Mirkwood.
Mirkwood. You're Mirkwood.
Okay.
Aranya is from Rivendell, I think.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I got them mixed up. I apologize.
It's okay. It's very confusing. You're doing wonderful.
Actually, that was more out of character. Apology.
Mr. Lakan, can you explain a little bit more as to this corruption that your friend speaks of?
Unfortunately, not much more than he's already described. I have not directly observed it either. I've merely heard whispers of it from my people. But we suspect that what Komai here has said is very similar to what I was described some time ago when I was sent off to look for it.
Well, if there is something that's happening across the waters and something that is starting to emerge here, that is something that should be spoken with as soon as possible. Are you staying within the city at all, Mr. Komai?
I have been staying on the outskirts of the city, but I come here. We've been coming, probably every day
Yes.
into town, Zillis? So yeah, we've been coming into town every day. It is much, unfortunately, much uncomfortable for me to stay within the walls. But I do stay nearby.
Very well. I will. If you're planning on staying outside of the city, then I will leave a message with the front gate guards that when we are ready to speak more on this matter, they will inform you whenever you decide to come and go from the city.
I thank you for your forthrightness matter.
You'll see that he'll jot some more stuff down, and he'll say, "Do you have anything else to request?"
I do not. I'll look at my companions.
We were wondering, I know it might be a little presumptuous. However, is there another exchange perhaps we could use? The wonderful folks here who are helping us with this issue just got into town, and there's quite a frightening line.
Unfortunately, all foreign exchanges must be gone through the one up by the docks.
Of course, understood.
Try
Figured we'd ask.
All right, if that is all, I'll need to ask you to step aside so I can speak with the others. As you
Absolutely.
see that there's a line behind you.
Right. Yeah, I'll step aside.
All right. So as you step far enough away, he calls the next person forward and begins discussing matters with them.
All right. They were much
that was
kind.
wonderful, Komai. Excellent
They were
job.
very kind people.
Julia's gonna smirk. She'll be like, like that was pretty impressive. Should probably work for a guild in some sort. You could haggle somebody at anything.
Who, me?
Yeah, she's talking to you.
Oh, okay.
And I
Thank
don't
you.
think they'd cross you, being as tall as you are.
Oh, I am very short.
Julia's just gonna slowly look up at him.
Well, compared to my own people, I suppose. My bark reddens a little at the cheeks. Or becomes much browner, I guess. I don't know what.
You
I don't know
get
how it works.
flowers
You
on your
start
cheeks.
blooming flowers. Oh my god.
Oh, little blossoms pop out.
Yeah.
Can that be a thing?
No.
Yes, please.
Sure. And then I pluck them and I hand them to Tulia.
She'll just look at them and she'll smile, and she'll give the rest of them to. She doesn't know what to do with it. She's just gonna stand there with it awkwardly.
I start glaring at him. And I'll like
Uh-oh.
pull her close to me.
I'll look at her very confused.
Tulia's gonna chuckle. I don't think you have competition with a tree, my dear.
We dwarves are natural born sprinters. We are very dangerous over short distances. So is there going to be a scene later on where Tulia and Lakon are counting their kills and...
Yes, there is.
I mean, that's all up to them.
I will. Huh?
We're gonna find out.
Gonna
Right.
find
Well,
out.
we could go take that tour. We've never been in the area either, so it'd be exciting for everyone.
There is a tour?
Well, it would be a self-guided tour.
Very well.
Although there might be tour guides, who knows? We will find out.
I keep Tulia close to me.
All right. Pip, let's go.
All right. So where are you guys headed?
I guess the
think
refugee.
Refugee camp, yeah.
Yeah.
Refugee camp area.
Yeah, it
Section
sounds
of the
sounds
city.
smaller when you say camp. It's sector.
Yeah, the refugee sector. There's just an entire sector of the
That
city.
sounds
devoted-
like a sci-fi fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
You're right.
Refugee sector. Like that's
Yeah.
the first place where like the plague hit and there's like monstrous globular creatures.
They made a movie about it. It's called District 9.
Oh,
God.
I love that
The
movie.
refugee
Have you seen
sector
District 9?
is
I
the sector of space that's like on the
didn't
edge
watch
of
it.
the edge of civilization.
It's like one of my favorite movies.
What, District 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's a fucking awesome
Is
movie.
that the space bugs in South Africa?
Yes.
So,
Stop looking at my screen. Face yourself.
the space bugs in South Africa? What?
Oh wait, I've seen that one. I've seen District 9. Looking it up now. Just kidding. I've seen it.
Space
It
bugs in
sounds
South Africa is accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Anyway,
you said
sounds
space bugs in
familiar.
South Africa, I'm like, oh wait, I think I've seen that.
Okay, so you guys start heading off to the refugee sector.
Refugee sector.
All right, so making your way towards the refugee sector, you can see that the refugee sector is gated off, and it kind of just shows like a black, or not so much as a black, but more of like a grayish gate in front of it, just to denote the separation between the refugee sector and the rest of the city. Knowing that if you go beyond this, and you two know this, going beyond this, you essentially put yourselves in whatever situation that will happen with foreigners, and you kind of give up some rights going into the refugee sector.
They're
But-
basically signing a waiver.
yeah.
We are not responsible for what happens past these borders.
So as you approach the gate, you'll see one guard kind of just standing up front. As he looks up, he notices the tree, and notices the Furborg, and then notices the rest of you behind you, and he'll speak towards the tree and the Furborg. Are you escorting them for a reason?
Yes, I am a professor, and we are studying the different cultures that have come in on this most recent ship, and we were informed that we could escort them about the city, and we were taking them to show them their potential future lodgings, and then later we're having a meeting with Davik Heimhol.
Oh. Very well. Yeah, you'll see him pull out of his pocket a whistle, and he'll kind of blow it, and it doesn't make too much of a noise, kind of just like a slight soft whistle, and you'll see a couple of guards come around the far corner. They'll open up the gate, and he'll turn towards them and say, 2 or 4 refugees entering in. He'll turn back. Do you guys need housing, or are you just exploring?
I would presume we need housing. He looks back at the rest of them.
Housing would be fine.
Yeah, we'll go for some housing.
All right. Do you wish to stay as one group, or split up? Do note that you will be in a house of 4. So if you split up, you'll be with others.
I mean, pretty fine with us staying all together, especially if we're going to be around each other all the time.
Are
let's go.
there individual rooms, or is it one big communal room, or how does that work?
There's four bedrooms and then a community space.
Look at that. Luxury living. Look, there's 4 of us. No need to make it more complicated and split us up. Why not?
Seems fine to me.
He looks down at the dwarf.
Tulia will be like, as long as I'm with my wife, I do not mind.
All right. He'll nod. So go with these gentlemen here, and they'll escort you to one of the vacant housings. And he'll step
Tally
to
ho.
the side.
Wonderful. We appreciate you so much.
You'll see one guard take lead and begin walking down the street, while the other guard seems to be waiting for you to pass.
Tally ho. Let's come on.
I'll start walking.
Following
my
right behind.
Like my hand entwined in Twilia's.
Oh yeah, she's holding on tight.
All right. So as you guys pass, the last guard will begin walking behind you, and make sure that you guys don't do anything funny. Walking about 5 minutes down the road, you'll see the guard kind of like pull out his book and turn towards you. All the 4 who are staying here, please speak your names.
Back on.
Cal.
Julia.
Aranye.
All right. You'll see him jotting it down in his logbook, and he'll turn towards one of the houses and head towards the front door. You can see that he pulls out a ring of keys and begins, like counting them down. This one, this one, this one, this one, until he gets to the correct one, and he unlocks the front of the door.
Terrific. Let's get it.
He'll look at you 4, say, since you are remaining as a group, which one of you is the one in charge?
Julia will clear her throat. Me.
Yeah, I'll be in charge.
Oh. Julia's gonna look at Cal.
Something to say, Julia?
She'll just glare at him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to take the key, by all means.
She'll take the key.
All right. So he'll hand over the key to the female dwarf. On there, you can see that it's inscribed with the numbers and letter 37 AC. And he'll tell you.
Go
Tell
Oh my
ahead.
god, that'll never get hit.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
You guys are too much. He'll tell you that if you want additional keys, there's a key. There's a locksmith in town that can make you additional keys. Otherwise, you'll be expected to return this key when you decide to vacate the premises within 30 days. Or you'll have to be charged a monthly fee.
How much is that?
A monthly fee of 3 gold.
Oh. I mean, we're just refugees. We just got off the boat. Can't we make it 2?
Well, it's expected that within 30 days that you'll be at least able to leave the city and move on to one of the other cities, or at least been established here long enough to make some money and find a job.
Tulia will click her cheek and then she'll be like, you know what? I can't argue with that.
Knowing you, honey, I'm pretty sure you could, but I'm pretty sure you won't right now.
No, not right now. Not with the ground that we're on right now.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's free lodgings for a month. Let's take that and make what we can with it.
Exactly.
Plus, you are always welcome to stay outside with us.
It is always free living on the outside of the city.
Did the guard open the house already?
Yes.
Cal's going to grin and be like, "Well, I got dibs," and he's gonna run in the house.
Okay. So you guys see Cal run off into the house yelling dibs.
I will walk on in.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, she's like, I think we should get the biggest room, considering we're a couple just staying. I literally ripped her
4 rooms, 4 people. All of these rooms are identical. All right.
Okay, they're all identical? Okay.
Cal deflates a little bit. I'll just take this room.
Julia will laugh.
And he'll loudly unpack all of his stuff. So, party tonight?
What kind of party?
What does one do at a party?
Drink alcohol, be merry.
Oh, we generally need to leave the city before sundown. You understand, I'm sure.
Partly, not really.
Not
but
at all.
we-
Well, see, they usually,
Do they have a
light
yard?
the way on the streets.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. That's
Right.
fine.
Wonderful.
Do they do that? Do they light up the streets with fire?
Yes.
With bubbles.
Bubbles, dear,
Yeah.
bubbles.
With
Yeah.
very,
Actually, I should-
very fiery fire that fires very fierily.
Okay, yeah, definitely got to be out of the city.
I should ask, this house that they've given us, do all the bedrooms have windows?
Do all the bedrooms have windows? No.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Where? Do any of them have windows?
Only 2 of them have windows.
Well, yeah. Cal will opt for one of those.
Blackon follows behind Julian. By all means, you take first.
She'll look at Aranya and be like, "Go ahead, pick. I don't care."
Window room?
Of course. Anything for you, love.
That's cute.
And he'll not he. She will escort her wife to whatever room she wishes.
Okay. The dwarf and the elf waddle off towards the window room.
Blackon picks one of the windowless rooms and just kind of sets some stuff down there and walks back into the communal room and kind of just sits down.
Does the communal room have a window in it?
No. So to give you a
boy.
picture of what you're looking at, essentially the front face of the house, there's a window on the right side, a window on the left side, a door in the middle, and there's no alleyway. There's no in between the two, your house on the right and the house on the left. They're essentially built.
Oh,
You're sharing a same stone wall for each houses.
Gotcha.
Condo.
Sounds like a condo duplex type thing.
Oh, fun, fun, fun.
Okay, well, I guess Cal's not hanging out in the common room.
Are you all right, Cal?
Yeah, just, no airflow in there.
Well, like as I mentioned, you're more than welcome to stay outside with us. Koma here does not fit in our tent, so you're more than welcome to share the second spot.
Oh, sure. Oh, golly. Would I feel I would be remiss if I didn't ask. Is it dangerous out in your forest? I mean, I know it's corrupted, but
Oh well, I mean, we just go, right outside the city.
Yeah,
Well,
we
traveling
don't-
back home would take quite some time.
Yeah.
right. I don't know if I just
Julia's gonna
pack...
poke. Do I hear this, by the way, from my room or no?
Well, they didn't say they were whispering, so yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're talking a normal volume.
Okay. Okay, she's gonna poke her head out. Wait a minute. Hold up. You can't go home.
No, we're not going home.
No, we're go right outside the city.
But no. That's not my question. You can't go home, is what you're telling me.
Not right now, no.
I mean,
mean-
it would take quite a bit of time, and we would be going in the opposite direction that we needed.
Oh, I thought. Okay, never mind. And she's gonna relax. She's gonna be like, I thought you meant you couldn't go home. Period. Like, as if something was blocking you from being home.
No, it's just we're looking for the cure, and if we go back without the cure,
I understand. She'll hold her hand up. Like, I just wanted to make sure you all. And she'll shift awkwardly. Had a place to go, I guess. And then she's gonna just awkwardly shift as she comes out and sits down awkwardly. Cause she doesn't know what to do with herself right now. She has a lot on her mind.
well, regardless, I do thank you for your concern.
She'll slowly nod.
Right. Well, as I mentioned, Cal, you're more than welcome to stay with us if you're not feeling comfortable here.
I can
Oh,
introduce
no,
you to
I
my
mean-
favorite tree friend.
Oh, they're wonderful, really.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a night out amongst the stars more than anything. But I don't know. I brought some armor just in case. I thought I'd be in a scrap, but if you say it's fine, then
Oh, well, and she'll kind of like tap her chest. Always good to be prepared.
should I expect a fight? I mean,
Adventure finds you wherever you are.
oh, I guess I am looking for adventure. All right, let me get geared up.
Comes out in like full plate mail. It's basically we're just barbecuing out outside the city.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
So in the common room, on the table, you can see that there is a map.
I've seen this map already.
Well, yes, dear, that's because we're from here. The others probably have not.
Well, I was I was on the character.
I'm just gonna keep responding to your out of character comments as Zillis because it's funnier.
So I'm guessing where the huge wheel is where we're at.
Yes, that is where we are right now. That is where
Port
you
City, Port
Wait,
City
there are
of
3
Highhall.
big wheels.
Yes, that is each one is a port.
Green one?
The southern darker color one is the port of Ishtana, and the northwestern one is the port of Ulara.
Wow.
Ishtana is the one that is part of the where'd it go?
Dwarfs?
Hmm?
Oh, shit. Hobbits.
Tulia
Yeah,
pops
the
up and you guys say dwarves. What?
Orendor. Ulara is the dwarven port.
Next to the, I shouldn't say next to, but on the map itself, you can see what looks like to be a book that has some basic information.
Is this where you give them all the handouts?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, admittedly, Professor, I can't sleep well without at least a window.
Do you not have a window?
No, I found a room with a window, but I mean the common room's just I don't know. It's a bit enclosed for me.
Beggars can't be choosers.
I mean, I beg to differ. I see where you're coming from.
Julia will
Look,
just be like, I mean, I could, and she's gonna like start to go over there and be like, with her warhammer ready, she's gonna be like, I could smash a hole in the wall if you want.
No, I know we haven't paid a deposit, but I'm sure they would find one for us to pay.
She's walking towards the wall with her hammer ready.
There's a window in my wall. It's fine. There's a perfectly good sky outside.
She'll stop. I mean, I was just trying to help you out there, friend, but
Hey,
I'll
look, I
walk out of the
appreciate it.
bedroom as I'm hearing this and be like, "Sweetheart, there are neighbors on the other side of that wall."
oh.
Oh, yeah.
I'd also strongly advise against property damage.
It wouldn't be property damage, it'd be an improvement. What are you talking about? She scoffs.
I don't think they'd interpret it like that.
I think we would need to go through the proper architectural channels to get that approved. Well, I mean, judging by the bureaucracy here, I'm sure it'd be a snap.
Oh yeah, because we had that big old line to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, if that's their best solution, I'm sure they don't have any systems, and so they'll be like, yeah, whatever, go for it. I mean, let me tell you, I've seen some bureaucracy in my time.
Julia will raise an eyebrow. I will. I'd love to hear about that over a drink.
Oh, golly, you'd need a couple of drinks for that.
And I can handle that, so.
Pulls
Right.
Tulia closer.
It's
And
a discussion.
Tulia will pat Aranye and be like, "Are you all comfortable, love?"
Yes, rest boobs on head.
She's like, "Yes." She looks content.
All right, I admittedly I wasn't really seeing it, but I understand you two now. I see how it works.
What do you mean? Please
About that
explain.
drink. No, professor.
Oh, what's that?
So
Sorry.
you have a tent, you said.
Yes.
that's Tulia laughing, by the way. She's laughing at you.
Tell me more about your tent.
Well, it is canvas and poles, and you sleep under it to protect you from the elements. Have you never slept in a tent?
A tent? I suppose I haven't. No.
You lived a sheltered
Really?
life, didn't you, human? I mean, excuse me, Count.
I mean, I've slept out outside before.
I'm gonna do an insight on you.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
I'm too taken back by the fact that you were acting this way.
Nope, don't care enough apparently.
You know what? Let me. Wow, guys! I thought you guys had wisdom proficiencies and such.
I do. I have a +5 to this.
Did you read what Ryan said earlier? It's not that the new theory is that I don't roll bad on charisma checks. I just roll bad at whatever I'm actually supposed to be good at.
That wasn't me that wrote that. I think.
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. Oh, the
Definitely
new
Mary.
names are confusing me still.
I know. I'm like, I almost said Merrick a couple times. I was like, no.
So I mean, I rolled to GM. So there's a nervousness there. Yes, clearly Cal's led a sheltered life. He looks a little bit prissy. You can tell when somebody's had a good haircut because it grows out and it still looks nice. But he's being genuine when he says he's slept outside. But there's like good and bad mixed in there.
Tuli is just gonna smirk as she pats him on the back. We'll get you through this, kid. Don't worry.
Right. Yes, absolutely. If you would like, you could absolutely sleep in the tent and have your first tent experience.
I mean, it'll be.
Tuli is still laughing about that.
It's gonna be an experience. Who knows? It could be
I'm not
intense.
allowed in this
Well,
place.
I mean, when is the last time you did something for the first time, right?
Tulia rolls on the ground laughing.
I just came to a new continent earlier today.
Wonderful. See? Already on an adventure.
We got a 10 virgin.
We got a 10 virgin here.
I'm feeling a little called out here.
Right. Well, see, it will only get colder once the sun goes down.
Cold out.
Called. Oh, right. Sorry, your accent is just a little odd still.
Yeah, like I said, I'm from the from the east.
Right.
Do you have a bedroll?
No, he called out as in he feels slightly offended and as if we are poking fun at him.
Oh, they said cold out.
I did as well. It's the accent. I would assume you would be better, but maybe that elven ears. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sorry. I something I picked up from
Down under.
from.
Oh no!
I spent a couple of years doing electives in South Gondor, and they're all drunkards over there. You know what? I do have a bedroll in there somewhere.
Are you sure it's not lined in silk? She teases
No, yeah,
him.
check it out. And he pulls out a bedroll.
It's okay. I don't have any money. I don't have I don't have equipment.
Wait, how do you not have a background?
No, I have a background. I didn't take any of it though.
Gun straight.
Right, but I mean, if you're 3 and we've been walking around for 3 years, you would have stuff.
But I
You
wouldn't,
weren't just born yesterday.
because I don't carry stuff. I don't need to. I can make whatever I need just from the nearby trees and water.
I want to see this tree with a purse. Okay.
I mean, I would have carried your stuff, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, if you want to say you have my gold or something, then that's fine. But I wouldn't
Right,
see.
well, that's what I
a need
mean,
for it.
as far as, like, starting us off at an extreme disadvantage. If you had stuff, Zilwis would have carried it for you.
Right, but
Because you can't
I mean,
put a
if you-
backpack on a tree. I mean, I guess you technically could.
you
but
could.
that would
If
be
you guys
weird.
needed me to carry something, I mean, I'd probably just hang it from a branch, you know, like.
I mean, I'm also a furbolg. I can carry a ton of shit.
Right, but and I also have powerful build, so you know, you need me to pull something or do something, I could do it.
Yeah, we'll figure that out after.
Don't Furborgs have powerful build as well?
They do.
Yeah, we got something.
Got a couple of strong fellows on this party.
Tulia's gonna hit her chest with, like hit her fist on her chest, be like, "You bet."
So I don't know how much you can push, drag, or lift, but my carrying capacity is 510, and my push, drag, lift is 1020.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, with powerful build, I count as one size larger. I don't know how to do that in this stupid thing.
Oh, right above where you would put your racial traits.
Yeah.
Once it's in edit mode, there should be 3 little things you can click on. One should say like halfling luck, half orc, savage attacks, and powerful build.
Oh, I didn't know it was right there.
Yep.
Perfect.
That
Bing. Yeah, my carrying capacity is 420 pounds. My push drag lift is 840.
so between the two of us,
We're better than horses.
yeah.
Well, wonderful. Would you like to do anything for the rest of the afternoon, or we could get in that line?
Oh, you're also
Tulia will
7 or 8 feet
smirk
tall.
as she looks over at Aranye. I can think of something to do.
Blushes.
Cute.
Wait, tell
Line
me
anyone?
The way I see it, that line isn't going to go anywhere for a while. So we either get in it now or we wait in line.
You know what sounds good? Food. All we have are
yeah,
drinks.
yeah.
So we're gonna
Meat.
need money because Zilwis can't always front the bill.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that after a while. I'd feel too bad.
Look, tell you what, I'll transfer some of my money over, and then I can.
But you
at
need
least
to get it
us something to eat.
exchanged, don't you?
I'll,
That,
I'll-
yeah, I'll stand in line. I'll get us something to eat.
You sure?
Yeah, of
Wait.
course.
I'll do you one better if you don't feel like leaving the house. I'll exchange your money for.
No. Let me do it. We're friends now. Let me do this for you guys.
I won't say no.
I mean, it's splitting the party, honey.
That's fair. And knowing there's going to be people out there that are going to want to take advantage of the refugees, and being now that I know how actually young you are, and he pats Cal, and she pats Cal's like leg or whatever she's patting. She's short. Give her a break. And she's like, I think we should.
Okay, I'm an adult male.
Okay.
Zilwis kind of like scrunches her eyes. Yes, dear.
Sorry, hang on. Can I just get? Can we all just list off our ages here, just for context for me?
85.
3.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, a lady doesn't reveal her exact age, but around 4 centuries or so.
All right then.
I lost count a long time ago.
See, kid.
About
Is she-
190.
Tulia crosses her arms in front of her. And she lifts her eyebrow like, go on.
You know, maybe maybe some backup could be helpful.
Tulia is just gonna be like, all right, let's go.
And we're walking, and we're walking, and I'm here. I'm at the line.
When he realizes all he has to do is open the gate to the refugee sector and the line's there.
Oof.
Oh no.
I told you we should have came here before.
Oh no. I stand by my decision to get drunk first.
Who's all going
One
to the
take-
line?
I guess we all are.
I imagine we're waiting as a unit.
I mean, Tulia's not gonna leave a newborn any more alone than anything else.
You know, parties are often formed from adversity, and by God, bureaucracy is up there. We need to get through this together. We're taking shifts. We're gonna have a long rest in this line.
Have a long rest in this line.
You know, I hope you guys brought rations.
Tulia's like, I like that idea of that. That way, I mean, we can at least hold each other, hold the line for, you know, our spot in line if somebody goes and gets us something to eat or something. If this is gonna take days.
I don't think it's going to take days.
Tulia tries to look over the amount of people, and she's like, it's gonna take days.
No. I've seen lines like this. This is gonna take like maybe an hour tops.
She's gonna look up at him. You've never been to a guild, have you?
Yeah, of course I've been to a guild. Why would you think that I haven't been to a guild?
You haven't been in a tent.
All right, those are two very different things.
That's a fair statement, but you barely. What? Some old guy. Sorry. I'm sorry, that was good.
Jason out here trying to make us break character. Hey, fella in front of me. How long have you been waiting?
Is it the same guy?
He got bunked back. He just kept letting people in front
Well, I
of
mean,
him.
if everybody rushed to the front of the line, somebody is always the last person to get in line. It could have been that guy. You don't know.
No, what
Oops,
ended
someone
up
had a
happening
baby.
was he ended up getting in line, getting to the front, and then getting rejected on his request, and he had to be sent back to the end of.
Oof. That's the worst
Oh.
feeling ever.
Hate to see it.
So how long are you guys gonna wait in line?
Until we get to the front.
Okay.
Until I get my money exchanged.
Oh no!
Yeah. Go to the front and then be like, oh, closed.
I
Oh
want my
no!
money.
Please don't.
I'm so hungry. I will starve.
Oh,
Can't-
are you hungry?
No, I'm actually fine, thank you.
Oh, all right.
Tulia will be like, I'll eat. Do you have meat?
Nope. She'll hand her a little berry.
Tulia's gonna sigh.
She just starts laughing.
Oh no,
Good.
it's quite filling. Just try it.
She'll
I'll whisper over
slowly
to
eat.
Zilwis, be like, it's so hard to get her to eat fruits and vegetables.
Ooh.
Oh, I think
I
she'll
will-
enjoy this one.
Are they all? They're all hungry. You're all talking about how hungry you are.
Oh,
What
I mean, I was trying not to.
Are you gonna say I'm so hungry I could eat a log?
Well, I just gave
I,
them good berries.
Oh,
Cool, good
So
berries.
Tulia will slowly put it in her
should-
mouth and
we
she'll
probably
chew
should
it.
have coordinated that.
yeah. Like I could have grown them off of me and then been like, here you go.
No, it's better that you both know it.
Yeah. I mean, I could switch it out at any time. So.
I mean, it makes more sense for me to switch it out because you can just prepare it at any time
You should really
rather than
change
me
the name
wasting
of
my
good
spell
berries
slot
to
on it every day.
Lembas
Yeah.
bread, right?
I took it because it made sense, and I thought it'd be funny for me to just. I cast Good Berry. I grow berries from the branches on my hands, like when you put olives on your fingers, and I just give them to
Oh,
everybody.
that's cute.
Oh god.
Dingleberry.
Yeah, well,
No,
I'll
no, no.
Not. Let's not call it that.
You had to
No,
go.
no,
No.
no. I
I'll change mine now, and we'll rewind. Oh, if you're hungry, Komai, could you grow some berries, please?
I will cast Goodberry and grow some berries for everybody from my fingers.
She'll pluck one and put it in your palm. Try it; they're quite wonderful.
Tulia is very much disturbed. And then she's gonna look over at Aranye. And then she'll look at the berry, and then look back at her wife, then look back at the berry.
I'll grab the berry for her, and then I'll be like, "Open up."
It's not meat.
It's like incredibly like nourishing and
I'll put
like
the berry in my mouth,
filling.
and yeah, I'll put the berry in my mouth, and I'll go to kiss her. Like I'll pretend I swallowed it, and I'll go to kiss her, and then I'll stick the berry inside her mouth. Swallow it.
Yep. She's just like.
Seriously,
Pouting.
a level 1 druid can sustain a small village.
Oh yeah.
And then she's gonna be like, Not bad.
A level 2 druid can sustain, a slightly bigger village.
Yes, we're aware, dear.
Tulia will be like,
Out of character.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
So after about 2.5 hours, you guys can see the entrance, the doorway.
Tulia has taken out, she's picked up random stones and she has carved everyone is a little figure, like little figures in stone. That's like how bored she was.
Oh, this is adorable.
She hands everybody their little figurine. But hers and Aranye's are kind of like, they're both, like they're a little Tulia and a little Aranye. But they're holding hands, so they're like the same thing, and she gives it to Aranye.
What was that? I couldn't hear because my child's talking to me.
No, you're good. No, they're in the limestone. Tulia made little. She picked up random stones, and then she carved everybody into the stone, and she gave one to everyone. And then hers and Aranye's were combined into one because it was her little mini Tulia and little mini Aranye, and they're holding hands, and she hands it to Aranye.
I'll
It's mine.
put it in my special boob pocket.
Cal looks us over with a look of concern. Is my nose this big?
Oh dear, it's just it's an emphasis from the stone. Don't you worry about it.
So a few minutes later, you can see that the line begins moving, forward, and you can see that the some more people are kind of walking past you, but they seem to be dressed in a different garb, and you can see that the line stops moving for about 10 minutes. Then you can see some of the same people, different from the ones that walked in, but similarly dressed. They walk out of the building, and the line begins
Do I
to move
recognize
again.
the garb?
Yeah, you recognize it as the people that work inside the building. You would assume that it's gotten so late that it's needed a shift
Or like a
change.
shift change.
So after a little bit, you guys make it into the doorway, and you see that in front of you, there's a long table, a long bar that kind of stretches across the room. At the far end, you can see that it opens up to let those people walk behind the bar area, and people are moving up and kind of like a bank teller system, kind of just go into each different location to get their stuff exchanged. You move up as the next one's in line, and you can see that a different colored flame appears red when they're busy and then a green flame lights up when they're ready for the next person.
DMV.
So you'll see a green light, flicker into flame as they're ready for you guys to move up.
Are we?
Right, we'll just wait outside here, if that's all right. And please, if you could, make some change for me so I could buy yours currency. That would be wonderful.
Tuya's gonna like flip her wrist, like, nah, that one was on me. Don't worry. But
Oh, I meant for LaShawn and Aranye.
oh, my bad.
I appreciate your generosity incredibly, Tulia.
And she'll nod and go forward whenever she wants to. She'd probably take Aranye's so that Aranye didn't have to go through all of this, so that like they do it all together, so that Aranye
I'll
can
wait
just hang
outside
back.
with Komai due to the
Yeah,
fire.
maybe like 10 pieces of gold or something like that.
Yeah,
So
so
that
she
could-
would take all of it, and you know what I mean. Like she's just gonna take care of it, so Aranye doesn't have to.
All right, so you can. I can't imagine you guys have very much gold. I would assume between 5 and 15 gold pieces. But you guys can get the exchange rate and essentially take whatever number of amount between copper, silver, and gold that you want to have split evenly.
Wow.
Okay.
So remember that each gold gives you an extra 5 silver.
Okay.
I'll exchange all but one, and I'll give that one to.
Oh, thank you. And she'll give you the gold and the 5 silver.
No, that's fine.
Oh, how kind of you. So appreciate that.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
I'm gonna do that later. My head hurts too much.
How many are you exchanging?
I have 14 gold pieces, and I'm trying to make it even across the board.
It's 21 gold.
I can do this. I can do this.
Wait, what? I'm so lost. What happened?
You have 21 gold.
Oh, okay. And she had 10, you said?
So then she has 15.
Okay.
What's copper into silver? 10 again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right. So you guys can get your gold exchange and head out through the side door.
Am I gonna be the guy? Am I gonna get some electrum?
I have that deleted on my sheet, so.
That's probably the correct choice.
Yeah, she'll make sure that, her and Aranya are taken care of, and then she'll be like, yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys are leaving out there, you can tell that the sun is setting.
Right. Well, that is our signal to be off. You are all, again, more than welcome to come with us. I believe that Abrania and Tulia did express a desire to stay at home, but Lachan, that is up to you. Cal, if you'd like to join us as well.
Yeah, by all means. Let me just get my things together.
I believe you've already done that.
Oh, look at me. It was on my back. Sorry.
Wonderful. We
See
will
you in the morning.
come fetch you in the morning.
Tulia will not. And she'll, go to, she'll whisper to Zois, be like, make sure he doesn't die out there.
Wait, it's starting to get dark out?
Yeah, that's why we're leaving.
Start to seem getting like paranoid.
Yeah, as you guys are leaving, you can see lamplighters walking around. You can see that they've got their equipment. They haven't started yet, but you can see that they're walking around getting prepped.
Oh, right. Looks like time for a hustle. Let's get those feet moving. Roots?
All right, who's staying in the houses and who's going outside?
Okay.
I mean, Tulia is staying in the house. I don't
I'm
want to say.
staying in the house.
I'm also
Okay,
staying in the
I just
house.
didn't want to say that you. I didn't want to say for you. Sorry.
It's a bold choice, Lakin. I hope those walls are thick.
We're gonna find out together, aren't we?
Oh, Cal came with us.
Okay, so 3 and 3.
Yeah, you're the third wheel.
Yeah,
I have my own room. I can meditate.
Uh-huh.
Meditate. Is that what the fucking elves are calling it these days?
Says the person who's clearly never lived with roommates.
Yeah. Jesus.
You said these are stone houses. Maybe, just maybe.
It's a
I don't know. When my roommate would bring over his boyfriend or whatever, he'd be like, "Were we loud?" And I'm like, "I don't know. My headset on the whole time."
So yes, you were very loud because I could hear you through
Were
my
we
headset.
allowed? Please fill out this survey.
Yeah. Like, he would share everything with me. It's like, dude, like, I don't even know why you're worried at this point. I mean, the whole point is for me to not know you're doing it. Then you come out and tell me, that defeats the purpose.
Hey, roommate, we were having sex. Did you hear
Oh,
anything out of the ordinary? It was sex.
Baby, take this cat.
Well, thank God. I thought I was
Look at this cat.
housing 2 water buffaloes.
He said religious sects.
I understand the miscommunication now.
I get it now.
I'm a paladin, guys. Get it together.
Oh boy.
All right,
Wait, you're a
so
paladin?
Eric.
What kind of paladin are you?
I'm not authorized to answer that.
Okay.
all right, so Zilwis and Komai and Cal begin walking out towards the front gates of the city, while the others head back to the refugee sector to stay in their homes, their newfound home. So getting into your home, you'll notice that the lamplighters are lighting up the streets that you came in from. The doors lock, from the inside as usual. The windows lock as well. There's a kitchen on the inside, and there's a bath in the back.
Bath time.
Ooh, bath time, bubbles.
Bubbles. What kind
Fire?
of bubbles?
Fire!
Fire?
LaShawn comes running in from the other room. Are you okay? The girl's just.
Is that gonna be our code word for start fighting?
I think at this point, Lacan, I think you're gonna have to change your name to LaShawn.
Man, I don't know, man. I'm
Or
trying not to say latch on.
Latch
I'm
on,
trying
latch
not
off.
to say wax on.
You should have spelled it like that. It'd be easier. They made me change my spelling.
I'm trying not to have
We
my
didn't
whole
make you
Mexican
do
thing
anything.
come out because it'd be
No,
like Sean.
I know.
I can just imagine like Tulia and like Maranye, and then all of a sudden he just sees a hammer go through the door. Like, get out of here!
See, if you're named Cal,
Basically did the same thing that I did.
Lacan.
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 Laconda?
Laconda.
Lacan
guys-
forever.
Just
Oh
don't
my God,
respect
I can't do
anyone's
this right
ideas.
This is going to continue for the entire campaign. I can feel it.
now.
So what happens when you have different
Professor.
cultures?
So anyway, I'm going to be introducing Cal to my tree friends. There's Acorn Talon, Maple Bark, There's the shade siblings, which is Birch Shade and Locust Shade.
And the two of us are like actually talking to the trees.
Yes.
Wow,
you're just-
it's a pleasure to meet you all. Can they see me?
I imagine
that's a
that
good
Zillis and Komai are standing there like listening to the tree's response and then smiling at Cal, and he's just like, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, I can't help but feel like I'm the third wheel now. I am not really clued into what you guys are talking about.
Third wheel. No, they're sending their greetings to you.
Oh, I'm honored to receive them.
There's no trees around here.
No, it's
There's a
not.
there's a little patch of forest right here.
That's fine. You guys can have a little patch of forest.
Look, there's a little patch
They
of
came
forest.
from the forest.
Really? They don't have a forest that they hunt in or something like that?
From
this
the
is- this all
largest
loo- this all
trade
looks like
center? No,
forest.
they don't. Why would they need a forest to hunt in when all the trade goes through them?
There's not like a small copse of trees or.
I said there could be a small thing of trees, like
Okay. All right.
Even if
So-
they're just decorative trees that they
I
planted
literally
to look
just
pretty.
named all the trees in our vicinity.
To Zilwis and Komai, this is the Great Forest, but they don't realize it's like Central Park.
You realize that we're not from here.
No,
We are from a great forest, and we traveled here for the 5,000th time. We are not home. We are far away from home.
Also, what's the island you wanted to put our forest on?
Oh, I don't know. I just saw this little dinker guy, and I thought it was really cute.
That one? You know, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. I mean,
Alright.
it'd be up to Jason, but I would
We're
be
gonna
okay
be from
with
the
that.
little dinky island.
This is a nice little patch of trees you guys have here.
It is. It is our. It's the only trees around.
Yes.
Yeah, no kidding.
We've been here for a few days. It's been a little tricky.
I mean, how far is your forest? Should
If
we put on the
Jason's
list?
okay with us using that location, it is very far away.
that's fine.
Just quite the opposite end of the continent, as it were.
Oh, heavens.
It is.
That's
Literally 2,000 miles away.
okay. I guess I'll like really underline that goal on my list there. It may take a while.
Oh,
Sorry,
but
Komai.
we're not looking to go back home. We're looking to save our home. So we had to travel outside of our home to do that.
Right. I feel like this goal on my list might have a few sub steps.
Yes.
I think first on your list should be learning how to set up a tent.
Hey, there you go.
All right. So Professor Zilwis will take Cal in a very detailed step-by-step teach method of setting up the incredibly simple tent that I'm sure.
I want to know what I need to roll to decide how well I put up a tent, because Lord knows it's a tent. I feel like it's the Constitution save.
It's absolutely an intelligence check. Have you ever tried to set up a tent with a dumb person? It's like pulling teeth.
That's bad.
I'm not dumb.
I didn't say you were dumb. We've never tried to set up a tent before.
I've had to set up a couple of tents. All right, I'm making an intelligence check. Pray for me. Oh wait, I'm a paladin. I'm praying for me. Fuck.
I mean, that is still probably what it takes to set up a tent.
That's how I feel when I'm setting up a tent.
Yeah. It's appropriate.
Hey, look at that! Oh, it fell over.
It's a little shabby, but you managed to set it up.
All right, be real
Wonderful
with me.
job, dear. I'm sure you'll get much better as time goes along.
Now, be honest with me, Professor.
Hmm.
Can you sleep under this?
Well, luckily we have Komai here, who also provides us a slight bit of protection from the elements as well. I'm sure it'll be
do I?
fine.
I don't think I'm that tall.
I mean, yeah, you're a tree.
I mean, you're almost as tall as he is.
Okay. Yeah, you're between. You should be
you're
between
7'8",
7 and
right?
8 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm 7'8".
Yeah,
I'm
I
8
mean,
feet
he's not.
tall,
He's,
so
he's
it
8
turns
feet
out-
tall. He's not going to provide that much protection.
Right, but you're a tree. You've got branches and shit.
No,
I'm
Ents,
just like the little.
Ents
purple
don't have very
lady.
many branches.
Yeah, we
Oh.
don't.
You're think of
Okay,
like
good
think of
point.
like a giant log with other logs sticking out of it.
Pretty much.
You guys
yeah.
have been letting me refer to all of his branches this entire time.
Well, he's got like a couple of things that kind of stick out from him, but it's not like a full blown tree. He'll
Yeah,
have
I
like
don't have like a full canopy going on up there.
he'll have like
That's fine.
I
5
was gonna
random
say,
branches out.
If I look at pictures of Ents, they've all got pretty fucking good canopies. So I imagine a baby would have at least a little baby canopy.
Wait, can I get the enlarge/reduce?
Oh my god, that would be wonderful.
Danger.
Are you just gonna turn into a gigantic fucking tree?
Yes.
Eventually,
That only lasts like 10 minutes though.
I'll take what I can get.
So.
Oh my god,
Professor,
does that mean I'll be bigger than you?
What do you mean?
When I turn into a large creature, I will be a bigger tree than you are.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Professor, if you don't mind me asking,
Mm-hmm.
what is the plan for saving your home?
And in what regard? The
Uh,
first step is to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
I find that plans tend to stifle adventure rather than encourage brilliance.
Okay, I'm willing to. You know what? Let's give that worldview a try. We're here on adventure. I welcome this.
Wonderful.
Nope.
Now it is time for bed, I believe.
Oh,
don't
it is 6:30 p.m.
I would have to be a wizard or a sword.
But you know what? Good a time to sleep as any.
Wonderful.
Do you mind if I leave the flap open?
Oh, absolutely.
Terrific. And Cal will lie down with his head slightly poking out of the tent and look up at the night sky.
Komai, what
Yeah.
languages do you know? Did we pick any similar languages?
I know pretty much all the languages I would need to talk to each species. I know Ent speak, so every sentence takes a minute, but I can speak to trees.
Yeah, Jason wouldn't let me learn it.
I have Common, Druidic, Elven, and Dwarvish.
Alright, well, never mind. We only have Elven in common.
Giant.
And I feel like everybody knows fucking Elven. Do you know Elven?
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, I know Elvin.
Yeah, that's what I
he's a great guy.
thought.
Elvis? He was great.
All right, so you guys are sleeping in the tent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I figured you did a tree thing when
Oh
you
yeah. I'm gonna do my whole, make my Ent drought. It takes 10 minutes. It's a good thing that these trees are here. Otherwise, I would starve to death.
Okay. You can roll 2d6 for your Ent drought.
Me? Okay. GM's trying to kill me by starvation before the campaign's even begun.
That's how they get you.
I mean, I imagine it as an end you can, because it very specifically, good berries are supposed to provide any kind of sustenance that character needs.
So from the trees, you can gather 7 days worth of Ent drought.
Right.
Radical.
Essentially, for you, it's like this is similar to rations.
Per use, 1. 1. All right. Good.
All right.
No, that's
So
the only thing I'm carrying now.
you guys lay down to go to sleep. I assume you just sit there and try to go to sleep, Komai?
Yep. Yeah, I'll go to bed.
Okay. What's your passive perception?
Mine?
Yeah.
13.
Lakin is instantly killed in the night.
But I'm standing still when I sleep, so
Well, right. You said that you're still like aware when you sleep, right?
no.
Not when he sleeps,
Oh.
just when he's standing still.
Then we would do watches.
Okay. Then who's going to be... What's your watch rotation?
I will do first watch.
I don't think furbolgs have dark vision. Do
I
Ents
know-
have
I
dark
know-
vision?
I know I don't.
No.
Cool. None of us have dark vision.
We can't light a fire.
I mean, I have a lantern. I would just do that after you fell asleep. And put it out
Yeah.
before you woke up.
We can't light a fire.
I mean, we can while you're sleeping.
Well, I might have to. Can I get the? Am I? I don't
Well,
know.
and I have like the bullseye lantern, so you wouldn't even be able to see the fire. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I feel like it would work.
All right. So you...
I might have to.
Komai's taking first watch. You're taking second watch, Zillis.
Yeah, I'll take second watch and give Cal the lantern for third watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception, Cal?
That's a big 12.
Okay. All right. So during your watch, Cal, as the because you guys are out in the open, like I said, no trees, there's no pollution, so you can see the wondrous stars that are lighting up the sky. It's almost a full moon out tonight, so it kind of gives off some a little bit of moonlight as it emanates downward. The city itself, being lit up around a little bit towards the outside, mostly main where the main gate is, kind of gives off a light over there. Above you, you can hear off kind of like crosses over and darkens the stars as it flies over, and you get a really good sight of it as it's outlined as it crosses in front of the moon. You can see this creature flapping its wings, its neck long, spewing off these teeth at the edge of where its head would be, and you can see what is to be a rider atop the creature, and it passes by and disappears as it crosses over in front of the moon into the dark night again.
Cal bulges his eyes out, internally panics a little bit, and like listens out for another like 12 seconds, and I'm assuming no like giant explosions go off.
No.
He like exhales, looks up at the sky, nothing's wrong. He can see the sky, it's all fine. He will not get scared. He'll just calm down, relax. It was just a giant flying beast with a super long neck, and somebody was riding it. Maybe that's normal here. I'll ask the professor about this in the morning.
All right. So before the watch ends, we'll go ahead and end it there for today.
All right.
All right.
Right.
Woo!
So hopefully you guys had fun during your first session. We got a lot of good role playing in there.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I am
You bet we're gonna do some role playing, isn't that right, Lycan?
All right. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream there for today. We'll go ahead and pick up with session 2 next week, and hope to see everybody else there. So everybody go ahead and say bye to the stream.
Bye.
Bye, stream.
Goodbye, stream.
Oh God.